Well, good evening, everybody.
Oh.
Welcome. Yes. No one was shooting.
Unintentionally
No,
like that.
no. Yes. Welcome and good evening, everybody, to another exciting adventure right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for the evening. I know that we did the whole Storm King's Thunder countdown and everything, and intro. Today is going to be a little sprinkle of Storm King's Thunder, as we're going to do a special one-shot adventure tonight. An all-goblin adventure for our group. So this ought to be interesting tonight, to say the least. A couple quick shout-outs to some of our sponsors. We want to shout out to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, Many-Sided Dice, and our good friends over at Little Dragon Corp for all their support. If you type !Little Dragon in the chat. Ugh, Sarah, Matthew still beat you. You should have been sitting on that keyboard, Sarah. I'm just teasing you. You can type in !Little Dragon in the chat, and you get a link to their storefront where you can purchase all kinds of really cool dice and other RPG related gear. If you use the coupon code bonus during your checkout, you'll get 10% off of your order, just because you're hanging out with us. So hey, that's pretty cool. Anybody else have any quick announcements that we need to get out there before we get into this nonsense? Nobody? If you we've got some.
I do the cricket sounds, but I'm not any good at sound effects.
We're gonna intro everybody here in just a moment. One thing I did want to mention, tonight we are taking a break from our normal Storm King's Thunder Friday night stream. We will be back next Friday as our group has made their way into the lair of an ancient blue dragon, the same blue dragon that's been causing all the ruckus in Storm King's Thunder since the very beginning. So we're in the middle of an intense combat situation with them, so make sure you guys tune in next week to see how that works out for everybody and see how they handle it. I'm curious myself, so it'll be exciting. Before we begin, you might recognize some of the people that we have here tonight, but you may not recognize some of them. Jim, I lost your cam, so I'm going to put your video or your image up there so people will be able to see you. I hope it works on my Twitch. I'm going to check to make sure it's there, but it should be there.
It came right up.
It came right up? Perfect. Awesome.
That's to be expected.
There you go. So we are joined tonight by Jim, who plays... Is it Ryle on Rail on Curse of Strahd on Sunday evenings? He's joining us this evening to hang out on spending his. I guess this would be your Saturday morning.
That's correct.
over in China. So we're glad to have Jim here this morning. Hanging out with us. Also, we have Jason joining us from Tabletop Legends on Tuesday night. So. He is here hanging out with us. So we're glad to have both of you tonight to join into this chaos that I am not really sure how this is all going to go, but it's going to be fun.
Oh my god. It's going to go great.
It's going to be great. I know it. I just feel it. It's good stuff happening here. So, I don't think there's anything else that we need to get out of the way. So I think we're going to just dive into this right away, and I'm going to give you guys basically a little bit of an intro to this one shot. I'm going to try to keep it as brief as I can, but I want to make sure that for Jim and Jason's sake, they caught up maybe on a little bit of the backstory, so at least they know what it is they're doing and why they're doing it. But I'm going to take you guys over to a new map to start off so you guys can see a little bit of the area. And I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see it load up on your screens and roll 20.
I do.
Awesome.
Yep.
Nightstone.
It all happened in Nightstone. That's where it all began. Actually, for Gum Gum, it began a little bit before that. Under her goblin boss of the clan, Hark, she was sent to Nightstone after about 40 villagers showed up, seemingly out of nowhere, seeking a place to get out of the weather and away from a cloud giant attack upon their village. Seeing this opportunity, Hark, like the good goblin boss that he was, took all these humans prisoner and sent Gum Gum and many of his goblin associates to Nightstone to basically raid and pillage the place that was just recently abandoned. In the process, Gum Gum met a group of adventurers, who she says was led by the divine Diana, who worshipped a great god named Ilmater, and introduced her to things like makeup, blush, eyeliner, and lipstick, and hair care products, and all those sorts of things that Gum Gum had no idea anything about. But when they came back to save the villagers, Hark was destroyed, and Gum Gum was made queen of her clan. Unfortunately, there wasn't much of her clan left, you see, because the goblins, they're just stubborn. And Gum Gum was afraid to stay because there was a threat in this cave, so they decided to move on. And you guys, your crew tonight, are part of that nomadic goblin crew. Traveling for a few weeks, do you guys see basically right under the O in stone of Nightstone is about where you guys are all located. You guys have been kind of roaming around this lightly forested and fielded countryside for about a week and a half, 2 weeks since this has all taken place. And Gum Gum has commissioned you 5, tasked you with finding a new permanent home for the clan. But she doesn't want just any new home. She wants it to be something spectacular, something fit for a queen. So at that, you all 5 find yourself geared up and starting to wander a little bit away from your nomadic clan. Glorg, can you describe what the audience and your companions see when they look at you?
Oh no.
So, Glorg is slightly hunched over. Multiple teeth missing. But all the teeth that he has, when he does open his mouth wide, have all been sort of filed down almost to a point. Walks around, has 2 quivers on his back, longbow, not a whole lot else. Typically to be found walking beside, or more commonly riding on top of his friend Glom Glom.
Glom Glom.
Who happens to be a giant crab.
What? Do you have
Yes.
a makeshift saddle on the back of this crab, or are you just kind of like barebacking it?
Just sort of sit there, Indian style, cross-legged on the back of it.
Nice.
Every once in a while, if the butt gets there, puts out the bedroll, but also is now at this point, I think just for my knowledge, because I want to make sure that the way I envision this character is possible. At this point, Gum Gum has been swayed by Diana to no longer eat people, correct?
Yeah, there is a sway that way to no longer eat people. That's not saying that Gum Gum might, be okay with like looking the other way once or twice,
So, knowing this, Glorg is one of those that is still a little unhappy that Diana has been put back in charge. He misses the good old days of Hark, where it was just, hey, grab a villager, rip a limb off, take a bite.
The good old days under Hark. Yes. That is funny. I love it. Next to you, Glorg, we've got, I believe is it Dagmar?
Dagmar.
Dagmar. Can you describe Dagmar to everybody for us?
Certainly. Dagmar is kind of slender, even for a goblin. You know, up to the point of looking a bit too skinny. He has a kind of a yew wand threaded through his belt as his druid focus, and he is constantly, no matter where they're going, diving into the shrubbery around them, looking for interesting plants or shrooms.
Awesome. All right, excellent, Dagmar. Walking beside you, carrying some interesting equipment, you guys see Glock. Glock, will you go ahead and describe your character?
Yes, Glock is an average height goblin. He is very clearly missing a large chunk of the left half of his face. Ears blown off. The flesh has long since healed, but it's like where most of his flesh is green, that's all like yellow and like scarred. He's carrying a unnecessarily ornate pistol, which he very greedily protects. He also has a bandolier of clay pots and a backpack full of miscellaneous tools.
Awesome.
His hair is just a mess. It doesn't matter what color it is because it's all of them. He's just gross.
Just gross. Excellent. You're walking next to Glock. And I'm seeing I may have put your character name incorrectly into the Twitch MG. Are you?
Oh no, it's just a historical translation issue.
Okay, you got it.
Depending on the dialect, how they transliterate
yeah.
Goblin.
Because I had you as Klug, but it looks like you're going by Krug. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's how it translates in the different. Alphabet.
Gotcha. Will you describe Krug for everybody tonight?
Sure. Krug is a strapping, sturdy little goblin. Very full of vitality. Stands up pretty straight, and he has eyes like a wolf.
Ooh, nice. Dun, dun, dun. Excellent. And I'm making sure her audio is back up. Do we got your audio, Zos?
Yeah.
All right. And then next to you, Krug, we've got Rum Rum. Can you describe Rum Rum for us, Zos?
Okay. So Rum Rum is, she's kind of tall for a goblin. She's a tall little green-skinned goblin. She is Gum Gum's very, very, very distant cousin. She gives off the aura and the cadence and the walking style of someone who has had a lot of hard liquor. And she's sort of like, she's got on her leather armor. She's, got like these little messy bangs that she cut herself. None of them are even. They're all different levels. And like a little ponytail in the back, a little floof. And she's got two little fangs that stick out up front, that's Rum Rum.
That's Rum Rum. Now, did Gum Gum show Rum Rum anything about makeup or anything?
Oh, I imagine quite a bit. There's probably like blush that doesn't color. There's like I think that Rum Rum would look like she found a glitter bomb and just went for it. That's her vibe.
Do you guys ever see or remember the movie Gremlins 2?
Yes. Yes.
It's the end when one gremlin is like, that's how I imagine it. Excellent. So you guys have been tasked with finding this new home for your clan. So here is how we're going to start this adventure. There are multiple ways that this could go, because Gum Gum didn't tell you which direction to go. She didn't give you any specifics. She just said find a new home. Fit for a queen. So it's kind of dependent on your goblin characters to decide what kind of place would be fit for a queen. But how would your character, what skills would your particular character use to try to think or decide what kind of place would be the place that Gum Gum would want to settle down with her clan.
Glock thinks we should go east to the big explosion in the sky.
Oh, towards the sun. Yes, is that right? Okay.
So good.
Since you said that, Glock, I'd like you to go ahead and you're gonna make our first roll. Let me double check here. Let's call this, since you said explosion in the sky, let's call this a nature check.
Boop.
Okay.
What'd we get?
15. 15. That's pretty good. You've actually heard some rumors, Glock, that, not only does this thing come up from the sky, but it also, if you keep traveling kind of southeastern from where you think you are, eventually you'll get to a forest. And it's been said that there's a strange area within the forest that there is a field of bright purple flowers and butterflies. And at the end of the field, within a light area of the forest, which is the misty forest down there on your map, that you will find what seems to be an elegant, tall tower that does not have a door at the bottom of it. But it seems to be a nice big place. Might be a place fit for a queen.
We can try to blow it up, and if it doesn't fall down, then it's great for her.
How about the rest of you?
Rum think Gum Gum deserve beautiful castle. Beautiful
castle. Okay. This would be kind of like an intuition kind of thing, I believe, about how Rum would feel about. So, I guess this.
Rum has never seen a castle. You could probably show her a house and she'll think it's a castle.
Let's go ahead and make an insight check for Rum for this
like
one.
A tool shack.
Rum finds a shack and she's like, it's perfect.
Oh, okay. Rum, probably northeast of you, in the mountains north of the Forlorn Hills, there is what you believe to be the best cave that you have ever seen or heard of. You've never been in it, but you have been past it with a couple of your goblin companions when you were on a hunting trip, and you always wanted to go in it, but you guys never had time. You guys were like busy coming back to Gum Gum or something like that, or coming back to Hark to deliver something. But it might be better than the last cave.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Dagmar really likes the sound of the field of purple flowers. Oh, it just sounds delicious.
Excellent. Dagmar seems to be convinced that that Glock has an interesting lead of delicious field of flowers that he could just devour.
Well, I'm not so concerned.
Which one's has
Dagmar's not so much concerned about the that weird tower thing. He's much more interested in what these flowers taste like.
Yes.
No, not the flower.
And what?
Which one closer to the
what-
peoples? I want the humans and
what
the
kind of-
elves. Those are so tasty. Live near the peoples.
They're not supposed to be eating the peoples.
Glorg, speaking of people, and elves in particular, you know that near the Ardeep Forest, which is actually near where Diana grew up in Storm King's Thunder, and there's a lot of elves in the Ardeep Forest, and you've heard rumors that there is an old windmill that is just to the northern part of the Ardeep Forest. there were rumors that there was like a grumpy old man that lived there, but he was frail and a goblin could easily take him, chew him up, and then maybe get a good vantage point to the Ardeep Forest and head in there and eat a bunch of elves up.
Windmill. A windmill could be great. Big fire flower.
Big building.
But how?
Elves. We can eat all the elves.
Too stringy.
No understand. No understand. How is windmill better than cave?
Cave damp and wet. Just put flame out.
Cave's tradition.
So boring.
Nothing grows inside of a cave.
That's right.
Glock's an avant-garde goblin.
The last time
Gotta push.
the last time Dagmar ate anything in a cave, he got sick for 3 days.
Yeah. Don't go after the glowing ones. They're not good. If they're glowing,
we can hide.
Don't do it. What we need to hide for?
Look,
We got these big troll friends that are helping us now.
Doubting say not eat people.
Mm.
Come in,
Well,
metal.
we just won't tell them.
Okay.
If come decree, no eat meat, be vegetarian.
What are
Eat a word.
Vegetarians.
What are Krug's thoughts on all
We're
this?
veterinarians.
Krug, is there anything skill-wise that you would have?
Krug is saying nothing. He's just standing there.
he's the group muscle. He just...
Yeah.
He's
Flexing
strapping,
his traps a little.
Krug,
admiring himself in the local stream.
Dagmar, I'm gonna let you go ahead and make we'll call this a survival check for us. Since we had some different different checks for the other ones, we'll do a survival check for this.
Keep that.
Natural.
Oh,
Oh, man,
wow,
you guys are off to a
rolling
great start.
today. Yeah.
We are killing it,
This is how the clan goes extinct.
and by it I mean us.
You are drooling over that field of purple flowers, my friend.
Delicious. I can almost taste it. Just like Mother used to make.
So you guys do have some information about a cave to your north. You have some information about a tower to the east within the Misty Forest. And you have some information about a windmill. Supposedly some old guy lives in just to the west near the Ardeep Forest.
Glock has idea. What if she has summer home?
Summer home. I like this.
We get 2.
Ooh.
Which one closer?
Okay, Glock, go ahead and make, we'll call this survival as well.
Oh, jeez. Glock not great at survival. Glock barely survived his own experiments.
Natural 20.
What the
apparently that's how Glock has survived his own
That's
experiments.
exactly how Glock has survived this
Luck.
long. Okay, Glock, you know that the Ardeep Forest is definitely closer to where you guys are. It would take you probably about 2 days on foot to get to the windmill. To the cave and to this tower, probably about 4 days for each of those. So it'd be about half the time to get to the windmill.
Why don't we start at the windmill, and if it goes better...
Glorg's excited.
We can maybe make extra trip? Old man doesn't sound so bad. I don't know what my accent's all over the place. Travel rations.
No meat.
We could make like some kind of jerky or something.
No meats. We are
I could find
vegetarian.
a nice apple wood and smoke it.
Yes.
I do not know what this apple is. I don't.
You know those red things that you taste them and they taste terrible. Well, the tree is really nice.
Fruit. Yeah.
Too sweet for me.
Glorga's gonna look at Rum. Okay. Wrong word. You know eat meat.
Thank you, Glor. Thank you. We must follow our queen's orders because Gum Gum is the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most wise. She's the queen.
Glorga's wandered off at this point.
All right. She's not here. You can stop blowing smoke, lad.
Rum. Clock think Rum got the elf madness.
The elf madness. Yes.
Elf
many
not
pretty.
as beautiful as Gum Gum.
So, have you guys decided on a direction? Is this the windmill idea route sound good to our goblin group? Krug just shakes his head. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I will mark the windmill on your map so you guys can see what it looks like and where it is. You guys see up above our deep forest, there is now a windmill there.
It's a huge windmill.
It is a huge windmill. It's a lot bigger than what it's supposed to be.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Castle mill.
It's representative scale.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought we were in Man of La Mancha for a second.
Glock think industrialization of grain is a good idea.
So, who's gonna lead the way to this windmill? Who feels like their goblin would know the most about?
Rum wouldn't know where to go, but she would just start running.
Just any random direction.
I can find the peoples.
Flork says he can find the peoples.
No.
Klorg, if you'd like to lead the way, you can make a survival check for your group. Oh wow, he could lead the way. He could lead the way to the. He could lead the way to the peoples.
God has nose for humans and elves.
I'm just imagining that cartoon bit where like they smell like a pie or something and then they just like float nose
Yeah, they're all just floating, hovering
towards the pie.
Were you saying something, Matthew?
Nope, I was going to say it. If I'm trying, technically, do I know if the old man is a human or not?
You probably wouldn't know. Just from the rumors from some of the other goblins. Just like a wrinkly old man. They don't know exactly race or anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the information you got. Nobody got like a really good look at him. He was probably outside on his front porch, just watering some flowers or something like that, and a goblin got a good look at him, and that was about it. Human. All right, so you guys are headed there. You're following Glorg, who's doing a very good job navigating you guys through the hills and valleys and light forest areas here, next to the much more dense Ardeep forest as you guys head northwest. You continue traveling. You spend an evening around a simply made campfire, enjoying some. What kind of foods would a Dagmar have brought to share with his companions?
Let me take a look through his sack real quick.
Glurg brought lots of crab.
They're all eyeing the animal companion.
Let's see. I've got a handful of dried blue mushrooms. I've got some bark that has just kind of been dried and a bit crunchy, and I've also got some kind of fruit that's half rotted.
Dibs on half rotted fruit.
There you go. and I'll toss it to him.
Toss it to him.
Just
Glorg, go hunt.
I suppose.
Do you want assistance?
Sure, anyone want to come? Let's go hunt. We go find food.
Yeah, I need to replenish my supplies.
Must hunt vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Okay, vegetarian.
What about animal?
Animal made of plant. Animal eat plant. Animal made of plant.
Like a meatitarian.
Smart.
So, Glorg, are you guys all going to go hunting here while you're in the evening?
Apparently, at least a couple of us are.
Okay. Anybody?
Glock is not.
Roger's
Glock is gonna make a little tool. It's the little tiny crab looking thing with a gun attached to it.
Okay.
It's a flamethrower.
It's a flamethrower. Okay. So yeah.
For hunting leaves. Yeah, it's good.
Krug, are you assisting Glorg in hunting?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dagmar, are you staying by the fire, or are you going with as well?
I'm going with, and before we go, do I have time to cast as a ritual spell, locate animals or plants?
Yes, of course you can.
Just kind of help out the process.
Dagmar is kind of doing this strange, like almost shamanistic, like dance around the fire as he's throwing different herbs and different spices and things into the fire. They seem to go a little bit as he's doing this.
Glock is absolutely dancing along with him.
They're all dancing.
You smell cinnamon, and then a little bit of sulfur, and then you smell something that's like vanilla mixed with dead wolf.
Excellent. As you complete.
Better than rum rum.
They should tell us where the good stuff is.
As you complete your ritual, you do get a sense that probably just a little bit more to the northwest of where you're camped, there is a pond area that you're getting a very good vibe from being able to secure some food at that location.
Maybe we're pescatarians.
Does your spell say that that it's like a specific type of?
I have to name a specific kind of.
Oh yeah,
beast or plant.
yeah. Go ahead. Do you have a specific one that you're looking for?
Let's see. I would like to find a plant that, when we eat it, we're going to have the most amazing night.
Okay. Sure.
Oh yeah. Just tripping all over.
You do get a sense of a plant near a pond that you feel would be that carries a specific type of flower that, when eaten, would give you a very, very good night.
Fantastic. And maybe we can get some of those swimming things as well.
Absolutely. So, Glorg,
let's go.
I'll let you. Like, he basically knows exactly where to go, I think, with that spell. Learn the direction and distance and the closest. Yeah. So within probably 20 minutes, you guys all traveling together, following Dagmar, you find this pond area, and there, Dagmar, you do indeed find your plant that has these massive flowers on it that you know to definitely be the one that you were particularly looking for. You had some experience with it before in the past by accident, and then ever since then you've by accident. Yes. Since then, you've kind of had a fascination with this thing. Basically, causes you to be very, very happy and upbeat, and sometimes you get hallucinations. But also, what you see interesting is if you guys in a pond, the cat tails like sticking out of the pond. They look like they'd be like make really good like almost like munchy corn dog type things. You can munch on those, or even use them as like drumsticks while you're eating your flowers later.
Swamp matches.
Yeah, that's it. Swamp matches. You also see that there are fish swimming in the pond, and also this seems to be packed with different types of salamanders.
Glock firebolts the swamp matches.
As those go up,
they ignite into flame. Now there's about 20 torches lit in the middle of this pond now.
Dagmar said fun time play it. It seemed like a good idea.
No, I thoroughly approve.
Really good idea. Maybe the elves come.
Rum is fascinated by the fire. She just sits in front of it, like.
Rum, when you sit down, you realize you sat down a little bit too close to the pond, and you're actually sitting in about 3 inches of water.
Glorg and Glomglom are just chasing after salamanders at this point.
Okay. Sure.
I'm assisting.
Oh, you're assisting?
I guess Glock will be fasting with the fire for half a second, and then like try to follow fish or whatever.
Okay. You guys can go.
He's gonna like half-ass it. He's not gonna like really put wholehearted effort into it.
I would say this would be more like an acrobatics type thing, because you guys it's probably more dexterity based. So, like kind of like sneaking over these things and reaching down and trying to grab them really fast or something like that. If that's what you're doing, unless you guys have a different method.
Can I shoot the fish?
You can definitely shoot the fish, sure.
It's most halting.
I don't. What are the rules when you shoot into water? Is it the same, or is it disadvantage when you shoot into water? I think it's fine if as long as you're shooting down into it, but the gun would probably definitely not fire underwater.
I think it's sort of like throwing a stick of dynamite into a barrel full of fish. Even if he doesn't hit it, I think the shock of it just hitting the water right next to it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, go ahead and take a shot.
An oddly specific example.
Take a shot, Glock, and with the rest of you, I guess Krug is just helping Glorg. So whatever Glorg decides to do, he'll have advantage. I imagine when you're at the beach and you're trying to like net those minnows, I imagine like Krug is trying to like go on the other side and scare them over to Glorg.
So Krug and Glorg are working together, and I'm going to send Glomglom off and just have Glomglom trying to grab them with his claws.
Okay, excellent.
So, make a dex check for me.
Yeah, dex check for you, and then I'll just call it an attack for Glomglom with advantage because you guys are helping him. Whoa, yeah, definitely.
Oh wait, that's a saving throw. Whoops.
It might be the same for you. I'm not sure.
Or something,
Let me just see. No, it's a -2, so it'll be a 22.
Yeah, 22 is fine. Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
And then Glomglom with his claw attack is with advantage. That's a 24.
24. Yes. You are you going for salamanders or fish?
Salamanders.
Yeah. Glom comes out probably like 4 or 5 salamanders on each claw. Like just hanging there, almost like clawed in half, but he knew to stop, when he got there. So he's got some that are almost severed, but some that are just trapped in there. One's kind of squirming around. You guys hear boom! And his Glock just fires into the water, and all of a sudden you see this fish just floating at the top with a massive hole in the side of it. There's just these ripples going out from the water.
Does that help them catch more fish? As they're scared opposite, like away from where I'm at?
Right now, all the fish, like, they're not even visible anymore. Like, it's like they went down deeper into the middle part of the pond.
Oh, whoops.
So it's like you basically scared them all into their hiding places. Or But yeah, you guys probably got about 10 salamanders and one kind of medium-sized fish.
With a hole in it.
With a hole in it.
It's pre-cooked.
Does that make it a small fish now?
It's like, some of the meat is gone.
No.
That was the bony part anyway.
Orc's taking an arrow out and just sticking it through the salamanders, getting like 3 or 4 on a stick and just holding it out over the flaming plants.
He wades down in the water over the flaming plants, and he just...
Dagmar has plucked several of these flowers. They're of varying colors, and is using his herbalist kit to kind of mortar and pestle them into a sort of paste.
Okay, yeah.
Make it edible.
You got about 9 of these large flowers that you've kind of started to kind of smush and down into this paste-like form. So are you guys just gonna chill here by this pond? Or are you gonna head back to your fire? Or
We got fire here.
I think this fire good enough.
Yes.
Fire.
Who cares about the other fire?
What other fire?
Exactly.
Just letting the other fire burn itself out. Yes. So
Fires take care of themselves. Everyone knows that.
So you guys are
There's like a glint in the darkness as like Glock has just a really happy face upon hearing that.
It looks like Glorga's got a couple of these salamanders. After a few minutes, it seems to be kind of fried up, and starts
taking them up, dropping them onto a rock, and then sticking 3 more onto the arrow, and just stay back over there again.
Lays them down on a rock to cool a little bit. And you guys are more than welcome to partake in some of these delicacies.
Mind you, does have a pot strapped to his back.
But just not using it.
Using an arrow instead.
Was that from Nightstone?
It probably was.
Yeah, big building. That's a bed.
They're just missing their nice saucepan.
All right, Dagmar, are you distributing this paste to your friends, or are you keeping it for yourself, or are you just?
I'm gonna keep a great deal for myself. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use some of it to kind of make a sort of marinade spread for these salamanders to spread them on before we cook them.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it'll be grand. You'll love it. It'll change your life.
You should be chef.
Big and strong.
Yeah, first one's free.
What was that, Rum?
I said, Dagmar should be chef for Queen Gum.
Oh, chef for Queen
Royal
Gum. Royal chef.
Royal chef.
Ooh.
That sounds rather nice. It's got a ring to it. The royal chef.
Yeah.
The chief chef.
The chief chef.
The chef chief.
Chef Pepe. Chef
Chief Dagmar. So Dagmar begins to put this spread of this floury paste on the top of these freshly cooked salamanders on a rock. Who's going to be the first to partake?
Glock, absolutely. It's just greedily just meh.
Yeah, I think we're all probably just gonna push in and try to grab some.
I'm pretty confident we're all hitting it at the time at this point.
I've already shoved a whole handful of this raw paste into my mouth.
Okay, I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Yay!
Oh.
I hope I fail.
Can I?
14.
14 is enough. 14 is enough. 14 is enough.
Con save,
Glock fails.
Oh, man.
Glock is the
I
only
have
one.
very high tolerance.
Yeah, you guys.
I have a +4. First of all, I have a +4 to my con save. It's part of my class, and it's finally failed the one thing I'm like good at.
The DC for this was 13, so most of you just succeeded. But
So the person who has the dangerous firearms
And
is
Fireball.
now, and Fireball is now high as a kite.
yeah, Glock, you're sitting there, and Glorg, what was your crab's name again?
Glom glom.
Glom Glom looks up at you. Hey, buddy, why don't you toss one of those over here to me?
Gom gom. You know you're not supposed to.
You know, I caught all those. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have anything to eat.
Glorg not like. It's fine. I'm gonna just hand him as much as I can.
Glock starts handing salamanders to the crab.
What are you talking to over there? You okay?
No, he's all right. It's only temporary.
He thinks he's saying, "Glock, fine. It's fine. It's just gibberish."
Is the crab eating the salamanders he just gave it?
The crab's just kind of like sitting there. It doesn't even, it like looks down to the salamander and then looks up. And just like looks down again. Looks up. It doesn't seem like the crab's making any move towards the salamanders at all.
Glom doesn't want. I guess I'll eat more. Just jam it down my face.
So, yeah, the night continues, and just to, I guess, for the sake of brevity, and we'll speed up time a little bit here, but yeah, you guys get, you know, those of you that succeeded still get a little bit of a buzz and are pretty happy, and you share some happy stories about Queen Gum Gum and Hark, about your time spending with Hark, and the good old days where you could, you know, rip off a limb or two and eat it. Rum starts talking about makeup, and you guys lose interest very quickly. Constantly throughout the night, Glock is just talking to different things, but it doesn't like sound like any coherent words. Like you interrupt him having a full conversation with a tree for a while. There's a time where he tries to catch the reflection of the moon in the water of the pond and just leaps in to the water. And he's like, gotcha! And tries to grab the moon and just splashes everywhere.
I think he's doing science.
There would absolutely be firebolts involved if he like missed it. Just like firebolt at the direction he thinks it is.
He gets out of the water and just starts flinging firebolts all around the pond.
Rum stares at that very intently because she loves fire.
And with that, Rum is just excited, enjoying all the fire. Rum eventually like takes two of the cattails, like and picks them off. And you know how like you can do like there's those fire spinners that do like the fire spinning. Rum starts doing that around the pond.
Rum has sparklers.
Yes.
I was thinking 4th of July sparklers.
Yeah, that's it,
Yes.
You can write your
I
name.
love it.
Walk here, sandstorm in distance.
And after a fantastic night of, you know, some of the most fun that you guys had in, well, you know, 3 or 4 days, you wake up next to the pond. You can still see a little bit of smoke coming off of the cattails as you arise in the morning. Everybody feels pretty good. Glock, you seem to have a little bit of a headache as you wake up. Somewhere on the other side of the pond, away from the party, you're not really sure how you got there, but you wake up soaking wet. And it must have been quite a night. You don't even really remember much of it.
Brock must have had birthday again.
So at this point,
Flo's gonna wake up, look around. Is there any fish left or salamanders left?
There's like half of a tail like laying there.
Fix it up.
Starts like chewing on it. Luckily,
I offer him the the pestle.
The dip.
It's got a little bit of a dip left, and so he can just dip it in like a chip there, like the guacamole.
Oh.
Nice buzz for the road. It's fine.
Go to make a Constitution save, Glork.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be polite.
You
what?
just succeed. Just succeed.
Okay.
So yeah, you I mean, it's not a lot of the sauce. You don't get a lot of the sauce this time. So, I mean, you get a little bit of a uplift to get you up in the morning. Like having a little bit more than a cup of coffee. But and you guys pack up your things and begin your second day of travel, which is fairly decent. You guys know this area pretty well because it's near where you've had your home before, so you guys have experienced most of this. It's just keeping the direction and the pace for a group of goblins is what is important here. Eventually, you come to a lightly, I would say, just an area of small rolling hills. And as you move through some of these rolling hills, eventually you crest one of the hills. You can see in the distance this massive windmill. And beyond it, you can see the edge of the Ardeep forest. Probably not very far away in the distance. It looks like the windmill is positioned up on one of the higher rolling hills around this area. And it looks like it has a crude wooden fence built all around it. I imagine much like the fences, I don't know if any of you guys have seen... I don't know if you guys have ever been to Gettysburg or have seen pictures of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
How the wooden fences kind of go in a zigzag pattern around where the battlefields were.
My old house had those fences.
Yeah, fences, yeah. But I imagine that they look kind of like this in the way that it's formatted. It goes around probably for several hundred feet all around the hill. It looks like there is a little simple gate with a trail that leads up to... it looks like there's a simple thatched wooden kind of house. Yeah, that's exactly what I perceive.
That's cool.
What they kind of look like. And it looks like there's just a simple wooden gate that has no door. It's just kind of an open space between the fences. And it looks like it just has a simple dirt trail that leads up to the front porch of an attached wooden structure on the side of the windmill.
Rum stares in awe, like, what a beautiful castle.
Morg is sitting on top of Glom Glom, hands up like this. I can tell him see anything. Like...
Wait.
Glorious flower castle for our queen.
Okay.
It's all right. See, better.
It's near the food. It's near the meats. You need the meats. That's right. We need the vegetarian.
Yeah, that's right. We'll live that bean life.
Need a four-legged plant.
That's right, yeah. Like a Venus flytrap.
All right. So I guess my question to you, party of goblins, is what do you do?
Fire?
Fire?
No, not yet. Let's take. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at with the fire. Let's go and just see if anyone's home.
How far are we?
How far are you?
How far we?
You're like, you have to go like down a hillside and then up the next one to even get to the trail. So you're several hundred feet away.
And how far is it from the fence to the? And I'm assuming the windmill's actually like functional, right?
Yeah, it's slowly turning. Yeah.
How far from the fence to the actual like? I don't know what they're called. The turning, like the actual windmill.
The windmill portion. From the fence to that part would probably be about 200 feet.
Yeah. Get closer.
Weird question. Does it look like a grist mill, or does it look like some kind of like other type of mill? Like, does it look like it's grinding wheat into flour, or does it look like some kind of other mill that does some other purpose?
Strangely, there's no like farm fields around here, so you don't think it would be doing anything for wheat.
Okay.
Jesus. I'm not sure how much a goblin would know about the technology of it. Even though you have a gun, I don't know. But you probably, I don't know, did you create...
Buck studied architecture and agriculture. Study many things.
He took art and architecture in college.
Could I see if I know any stories of this area, like as a bard? Could I do like a history?
Yeah, you can make. I would say you could probably make a history check because you guys, Nightstone isn't very far away from here.
What I know of this area, what has happened here? Is this good historic place for Gum?
This
tradition of victory.
I don't know. It's strange because you do know that this windmill has been here for a very long time. You're not sure specifically like who might have been the first person to live here or to build the place. But you've heard things about a lot of people try to visit this place, but either don't get in or are turned away. It's like some kind of hermit must live here or something. Doesn't want anybody like socializing with them or. But that's probably the most that Rum would have anything from rumors and things like that.
This place is a little boring. Not enough blood in the dirt.
Can be fixed.
Can be fixed. We have battled with other goblins, people. Anyways, this is nice. It's okay.
Can always burn down, try again.
Start from scratch.
Yes.
Some plants only grow after a burn.
Olga's gonna reach over to Krug with one dirty nail and just scratch the side of his cheek.
Start.
He's just looking at you confused.
Claude
No
confused.
touching.
Someone say start scratch.
Oh, that was a good one. I like it, Rogue. It's classic humor.
Olga's gonna reach over and pull off and all of a
He's
sudden,
like a
Rum
vein
is
standing
taking
out on
off.
his forehead.
Gorga's gonna take his rope and start tying a grappling hook onto the end of his 50-foot rope
Okay.
and start moving towards the windmill.
Towards the windmill. Excellent. You guys just kind of like walking.
Yep.
Walking to the
And we
windmill.
follow him.
We should.
Okay. You guys do come to the entry gate to the windmill after traveling down the hill and up the next hillside a little bit. You can see that there's just a trail that leads up to the front porch. Before you get there, as you see the gate, there is it's kind of like a small stone pedestal that has a wooden mailbox in the front of it that has the
Oh no.
what's everybody's intelligence?
No,
Good
Beyond.
question.
15.
Irrelevant to the
10.
situation.
A 10?
that's a big old
Okay,
10.
10's good.
A big 10.
10's good.
I have a 12.
Yeah, I have a 15. I have a 15
Oh,
intelligence.
15
Yeah.
intelligence. Okay. Oh yeah. So
No need to brag.
I was just making sure that everyone could read. That's important for
I
this.
probably can.
Jesus Christ.
The
I read about him.
the mailbox has it has a name on it. It says Euzobius. Uzobeus.
Obvious.
Euzobius.
Asclepius, got it.
It's just written in common.
Uzo.
Uzo.
You blow it up. Got it.
I'm reading this.
Here. Maybe we get to meet first, then the blowing up.
Well, what?
He was like already charging a firebolt to just blow up the mailbox, but he just puts it away.
Can Rum grab his hand and throw it back up to the firebox and like slap it to make it glowy again?
You can try.
Make the fire.
Rum
Make the fire.
Rum starts smacking your hand, Glock, holding it up, pointing it towards
Make it blow up.
So are you firing at the mailbox?
I will firebolt the mailbox, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
That's a felony.
Because Rum help.
So that's the first and the second.
Oh yeah. This mailbox, this firebolt connects to the side. You can see some of the wood splinters and burst out, and there's some letters and papers inside that go immediately up into flames.
Yes.
And the
You've
whole
got mail.
the whole mailbox is just ignited.
Yes.
As Gum Gum is standing or Rum standing there cheering. There's this letter.
Yes, she is.
There's this letter like feather falling on fire, like just right in front of her, and go like this.
Yes.
And it just burns up by the time it hits the ground.
Fire.
Probably not
about
important.
this.
As you guys have now just destroyed this man's mailbox.
Yes.
Everyone knows all important communications are done by sending.
Yeah. What's the sending? Sending what?
Okay. So you guys
Just pat Rum on the head. She's like, meh. Not explain further.
She'll learn.
Rum's just like doing this to the smoke of the fire. Just enjoying it, taking it all in.
Perfume for Gum Gum.
I'll toss a handful of herbs.
Oh no.
Some of them spark up and begin to smell like almost like burning incense.
A green smoke.
Rum will take a swig of her special flask that she keeps on her hip, like, fire beautiful.
The one that she thinks we don't know about.
The one you don't touch unless you want hand cut off.
Glock not too confident with large person custom, but does this count as knocking on door?
Well, actually, when you guys look up the hill, Glorg's already halfway up the hill, dragging a rope with a grappling hook, and it's just going like through the dirt.
What's he hunting?
Does this windmill look like it has windows on the upper levels?
It does. It looks like there's a couple. Actually, as you get closer, you can go ahead and make a perception check for me if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Yeah. There are a few windows. It looks like this place is a few stories high, probably like 4. And there are some windows, probably on the. There's some windows on the first. It's almost like at the bottom of the windmill. There's this little attached house to it, so there's a few windows in that. And then as you go up, like the second story of the windmill has some just kind of open windows, and the top floor has windows that are closed. You can see that there's glass on the top windows. But as you get closer, you also notice that in the attached area where the windmill actually sticks out from going inside the top, there is this massive like wasp's nest, like stuck to the, well, I guess would be kind of like the axle area that spins around. It's not actually on one of the fan blades. It's on like the axle part in the center. And it looks like it's, you can see some wasps like buzzing around every once in a while. It's strange how they even got attached to this thing with it just moving slowly the way that it does it. Glock is looking up there with his gun in his hand.
It's like living on a merry-go-round.
Well, you also notice on the front porch of the house, when you look at the door looks like it has a lock on it that is massive. Like it's this massive metal lock that's attached. And in the center of the door, there's this metal panel that looks like it has all these colored buttons on it.
Pretty.
Blow it up.
How close do the fan blades get to the ground?
What's that?
How close do the fan blades get to the ground?
They probably, I would say maybe 15 feet. They're pretty big fan blades, but still a little bit up there for you. You guys are probably only about 4.5 foot tall, probably. You gonna try to hook it onto one of the fan blades?
Yes.
This is fine. This is gonna be okay.
Go ahead and make. Let's call this a base dexterity attack without. I don't think you're proficient with a. Are you proficient with a grappling hook?
I have no idea because
I don't believe you are. So let's just call it a dex attack with no proficiency bonus. To see if you can hook this slowly.
Is a grappling hook considered a ranged weapon?
It probably isn't. Let's call it. Okay. We'll call it acrobatics then. You can make an acrobatics check.
61. This isn't because I have the ranged fighting style, which I get a bonus with ranged weaponry.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Okay. So Klorg, you guys watch. He's waiting for this one fan blade to come down, and he goes. And this thing, there's a hole in one of the areas of the windmill where you can catch like the wooden frame underneath, and it goes, spins around like 3 times, and you see the grappling hook catch like right as it's rotating around. Immediately, I need you to make a strength saving throw as this thing starts to yank you upwards.
Oh, no.
Come on, strength saving throw.
You can do it.
No.
Oh.
So, Glorg, this thing catches you by surprise because really you were thinking you were gonna try to hit this thing, but you're like, oh, in the back of your mind, you're like, there's no way I'm gonna get this, and then it happens, and you get really surprised, and the rope begins to burn your hands as you loosen up on your grip, and you actually got this rope burn on your hands, and you let it go as you're starting to slide and get pulled by it. So now the rope is just kind of attached and just starts swinging up around. It just starts swinging around with the windmill. This rope is still just dangling.
Back down, just gonna grab on and try to ride up with it.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything as they're watching this? As Glorg do this?
Rum would like to run up and grab Glorg and try to catch him and ride with him.
Ride with him? So you're gonna like grab his ankles?
Yes.
What about everybody else?
Glock's gonna watch this nonsense happen and then look at the glowing stuff on the door.
Okay.
And then watch this happen again.
Okay.
And then look. Can I make an insight check where if I fail, whatever your DC is, I will try to grab onto Matthew, and then if I succeed, I will go to the door?
Sure. What was your intelligence again?
15.
Okay. Go ahead and make an insight.
He's reasonably intelligent, but this is super novel, so it's like, I'll leave it to the dice.
Yeah, you're pretty smart goblin.
All right.
While he's doing that, Michael, I have a question for you. Are these fan blades spinning fast enough, like to have like centrifugal force, like if they are on the rope, like to be spinning out, or is it just going to be like a vertical rope that just kind of slowly goes around?
It's not going to have very much force beyond it. It's going to be a vertical rope, basically. It's pretty slow moving windmill. It's not like spinning rapidly or anything like that.
It's not turbo prop.
Yeah, it's not turbo. Yeah, it's not gonna like take. It's not gonna take them and like and zip them out.
It's not a swamp fan boat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah.
Pretty sure Glorg would be launched into orbit if that happened, but
Glock, just looking up and then looking back down and looking up, you're just not sure what Glorg is gonna do once he gets up there, because it just doesn't seem to be any logical place to be able to, like, there's windows up there, but he's gonna have to like maybe like swing the rope in order to get any kind of like push to get close to where the windows are, to like throw himself to the window pane. Even if he does that, he's gonna try to have to like grab a small window pane, and that's even if the windows are accessible. Glorg has no idea of that.
Glorg have this under control. He has master plan. I'm gonna go to the door.
Okay.
Dagmar wants to ask Glorg a question. He wants to say, look, I've got a plan. If you can get up there and you can get a hold of that hornet's nest, perhaps we can chuck it into one of the doors or windows of this place, and that way whoever's in it will run out.
Upon hearing him talk to Glorg about that, I will immediately try to shoot it down.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
We are all like the most
I see him trying
chaotic.
to do this?
Yes,
he pulls up his gun. You hear cocking of the gun.
Nuts. Maybe. Who knows?
He fires. It hits the hornet's nest.
Oh God.
Now, this thing is
never gonna get that hornet honey.
This thing is attached like to the side. You can see it just blows a hole in the side of it, and now all of a sudden you can see this mass of hornets just start going out around the upper part of the windmill. It's not as if they're like diving down at you guys because it's 4 stories up, but if you were like 2 stories away from you, they would have definitely like come down and just been outraged. But you basically, instead of knocking it down, you just blew a big hole through it.
Glock, have alternative idea. May I attempt it?
I mean, if you're gonna start asking, why bother?
Glock, like your initiative. So I'm gonna take one of the clay flasks off my bandolier and set it on the ground, kind of like aim as best I can, and then I'm going to cast catapult on the oil flask that I just dropped off at the hornet's nest.
Okay, make your roll with your catapult. Now, is Glorg still determined to grab that rope? Seeing this take place?
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, the stationary object has to make a DC 12 dexterity save.
It's gonna fail.
Wait, what?
So it takes 11 bludgeoning damage and is now covered in
oil. Okay. Excellent.
If it didn't knock it down, it's being fired up. It's being followed up with a firebolt.
Glorg has a slight flash of brilliance and thinks that taking a rope ride around a pissed off hornet's nest may be a great idea.
Yeah, because it might put you level with the axle.
Yeah, it'll actually put him level with the hornet's nest, which will drive him right into the swarm of raging hornets.
How far from us is Glock?
How far from you is Glock?
It has to be within
are...
60 feet because that's the range of catapult. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had a picture of a windmill here. It's not like exactly like what I have envisioned in my head, but I'll move you guys over to it so you guys can see it. This is definitely not exactly what I have envisioned, but it's just a windmill image just to spark your imagination.
Double
as
windmill.
This rope goes
Double
by,
rainbow.
Glorg is gonna really quick try to tie the loose end that he's waiting for as it comes down into a rough circle and try to toss it over Glock.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Glog just lets it happen.
No. I'm gonna try to make a dex save to whatever I need to do to not have that happen. But I'm okay with that happening as a player.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Glorg, what were you using again? Say that to me one more time. You cut out on me.
Literally, I've got my 50-foot rope that's attached to this thing that's just getting.
Oh, so you're trying to rope him and let him get pulled up?
I'm literally just trying to get him ripped out. Even if it's just throw it around his leg enough to trip him and drag him a little bit.
Okay, to stop him from doing this.
But Glorg seems to be a little irritated that his plan is not gone in the window.
Well, the catapult definitely hit, and it looks like the nest is now just kind of dangling there by a piece, but it does look coated completely with the oil.
All right, so firebolt's gonna happen for sure. But do I need to make the dex save first or second?
I'm
Your choice.
gonna have you make it. It's almost like this stuff is happening simultaneously. So
all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and have Glorg. I would like you to make an let's call this sleight of hand.
Against my armor class, perhaps?
I would say against your perception to see if you can see what's happening and if you can avoid it before you throw your firebolt out.
All right, so I will cast the firebolt then. So there's the firebolt.
Okay.
That's a 15.
And then my perception save or perception skill.
Perception skill.
Did it.
Yes.
I don't see. I don't see. I'm so focused on getting that flaming pile of mess that
And as you raise your hand and about ready to fire, you feel your leg just all of a sudden just get yanked out from underneath you, and your firebolt shoots off into the distance, nearly missing everything. And now you're starting to just get pulled up closer to the nest. You guys all watch. Glock is just going upside down.
I'll still firebolt it.
Okay.
If it's a disadvantage, that's also fine.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to care that he's flying upside down. He looks back at the nest and starts firing firebolts at it. Go ahead and make it a disadvantage.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll it twice because I can't do it normally. Maybe I can.
I think if you go into your cogwheel and your character sheet and roll 20, you can change it to always roll advantage and disadvantage. And it'll do it automatically for you.
He's rolling through D&D Beyond.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Okay. So quick question. How do I roll for it in Roll20?
Usually
Did
you
you
just...
put it on your character sheet? In
Yes.
If it's,
Yep.
If it's
so
on
if you
your...
pull up your character sheet on the front page on the character sheet section, you should see a box that has all of your attacks in it. You just click on it there.
I did not put it there, but I will. All right, I'm just gonna do it different. I'm just gonna do it the fast way because I don't want to take up too much time doing that because that's nonsense. So we're just gonna roll it twice. So the lesser is a 17.
Wow, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, you connect.
The better is a crit.
Yeah. Yeah, you connect, and all of a sudden this thing just ignites into a massive, almost explosion of fire, with the oil all over it, and the wasp nest just falls down, and it actually, Krug, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh no!
And all of a sudden,
too strapping.
it lands right on top of Krug's head. Krug, you are going to suffer 1 point of fire damage. And what are you doing as this thing is on your head?
So it's the nest has landed on my head.
Yes, the nest just landed on your head. It's kind of like
I'm trying to punch it.
Imagine
I'm
like
trying to punch
you're trying
it.
to punch the nest.
Of course.
Okay, you just start punching it, and you start like hitting yourself in the head a little bit as you're going punching through it. It seems like the wasps are going crazy all around everywhere, but it seems like that the fire is really like spooking them, and it's burning some of them up immediately as they're trying to like climb their way back to the nest. You just have this awful aroma in your nose of just burning fuel and oil as you punch it, tear it apart, and then basically just pick it up and throw it off of your head.
Who knew we were the enemies the entire time?
But it has seemed to dissipate the massive swarm of wasps that was around there, destroying the nest, especially with oil and flame.
I imagine I'm still dangling by my leg on this.
You're still just going.
Yeah, is Rum Rum still on there?
Him to sort of try to
Rum
climb
Rum,
up the rope.
Glorg didn't jump on, so Rum Rum's like held action was to jump and grab Glorg, but Glorg didn't do it, so I just assumed that Rum Rum wouldn't.
Glock is currently foothold.
Rum Rum would still like to be on there.
Okay, so you're gonna jump and try to grab Glock as he's just like dangling upside down?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, make an athletics
Glorg's
check.
doing the same thing.
And Glorg's gonna do okay. Both of you make athletics checks.
Yay! Let me get character sheet up because my computer forced me to restart. I hope I make this. I really
Glorg's
want
gonna
to
be
make
good
this.
enough. But Rum Rum's good too.
No!
Yay!
Rumrum's good too.
When I'm up there,
You wait.
I would like to
Yeah.
sing.
Welcome to
I'd like to
Friday's
sing a
Station, where we
song.
climb all over your character.
Yeah.
It's a goblin game. I can't be mad about that. It's okay.
While we're up there, I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Glock for his next role, and I would like to sing "You Spin Me Right, Baby, Right Around Like a Record, Baby, Right Around."
Is that a D6 inspiration or?
Yes.
So, Glock, you have a D6 inspiration dice.
Cool, because that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be added to my firebolt as I start singing "Firestarter" by the Prodigy. To counterpoint firebolt at the base of the rope, I guess.
Oh, where it's connecting you to the.
No.
Where it's connecting you to the actual windmill.
Yes.
Okay, make your attack. Yeah, actually,
You're not gonna blow off your own foot.
So picture this. Picture Glock upside down. Okay, he's got Rum basically like wrapped around his neck, like regular, like upside down, like so you're hanging upside down. There's Rum, and then Klorg just attached to Rum's waist. And so basically your neck is getting stretched out, Glock, and all this roll is. And then he's 5 on the...
So with the Bardic Inspiration, it's only a 7.
It's only a 7. Yeah.
I like to hold an action to try to catch people.
You actually hit the leathery coating on the outside of the windmill, and you see it start to ignite a little bit in fire as you aim for the base of the grappling hook where it's tied.
As I'm seeing this, I'm going to start trying to kick my legs and start getting the rope moving.
Okay.
So I can try to jump at that opening that I saw.
On the second story?
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So he's starting to get. You guys
So I'm being upside down, hanged.
And now you're starting to move.
By the weight of 2 people my weight.
Like a pendulum. Yeah.
Push Lord like a swing. You know.
Or when he gets down to the ground, Krug starts pushing him a little bit harder.
Yeah. Help him get his.
Perhaps if Glock's arms were like this, Rum's just hanging on to the arms. I don't know.
Okay, you see, so you shift over and you're hanging out with the arms now?
No. Glock is reaching for his gun, and he's about to start shooting at the rope.
Okay,
but
what's
as he sees that Glorg is trying to like rock it back and forth, he's gonna try to time it with the forward swing.
Ooh.
So we get into the.
So you can launch yourself.
So we can like roll into the thing.
Nice.
So I will try to combine that. I will willingly do it at disadvantage if that's acceptable.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see what Dagmar's up to down on the ground first, because I want to see what his approach is to this.
He's very amused at everything that's happening. He's loving this. He's loving life. He managed to find a couple of kind of these purplish seeds.
Okay.
That he's munching on like sunflowers, and he's kind of looking over at the door and seeing, like, is there any like indication that someone's gonna come out and see what this ruckus is?
I mean, if you want to get closer to the door and like listen to it and do like a perception check, you could. You do notice there's some purple buttons on the door that kind of match your purple seeds that you're munching on.
I do like purple. I like to go in and see what these purple buttons do.
Okay. All right, so you approach and you look at the buttons. Are you just gonna kind of inspect them, or are you gonna just go ahead and push one?
I'm gonna push one.
Okay. So Dagmar walks up. Oh, he's really into this purple, and he looks at his seed, looks at a purple button, and just picks one and just pushes it.
That makes sense. I mean, it's like fate is telling me to push this purple button.
I love every part of this. Dagmar, I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, dear God.
What kind of tomfoolery is it?
A 6.
A big old 6.
A 6.
Feels low.
And you were in a deal with Asmodeus now. Congratulations.
As you push this button, a strange door opens in the wooden floor of the porch next to you. And this strange creature that looks like a metallic clock with legs, really skinny robotic legs and robotic arms, just pops up, and then the door shuts underneath it, and it just lands there, and it looks at you, and
PlayStation.
and then it just looks at you extremely confused. It's got a quizzical look on its face, and just like stands there next to you.
Do I understand this thing at all?
What languages do you understand, Dagmar?
I speak Common and Goblin, of course.
You don't have any clue what this thing is saying to you.
Sorry, y'all. My wife's asking me a quick question.
Oh, it's okay.
Is it possible that we hear it, or are we just like off in our own little world?
You guys are currently in a situation. I'm not sure you would hear what's going on with all this. You can make a perception check with disadvantage if you'd like. With the nonsense you guys are doing.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have heard it.
I hear my life flashing before. That's what I.
You said it looks kind of like a clock.
Yeah, it looks like probably stands about 3 foot tall. It's like a clock that has these really skinny robotic arms and skinny robotic legs, but it's just round and it's just sitting there, just looking at you.
Right, I'm gonna call you Philip.
He looks back at you.
So Philip.
Okay.
So Philip, how can I get in here? Can you help me out?
It looks at you. It looks at the door. Looks back at you. He goes, and then all of a sudden just goes, and just disappears and vanishes.
Well, that was rather unhelpful.
People these days.
At this point, Glorg...
robots these days. It's like they don't even know how to connect.
Glorg, you're getting some of this momentum with your pendulum swing going, with the help of Krug down on the bottom, like pushing you like a swing set. Rum is kind of getting herself into position. You can see that Glock has got one eye closed. He's like aiming to the end of the rope that's attaching you. You think you can probably get it on this passing to the second story window that's open. Are you gonna go for it?
Yep.
Okay, since Rum is technically helping you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you advantage on an athletics check. Okay?
Okay.
And basically, Rum is just going to be basically, like, attached to you, so her fate lies in your hands as well.
Oh, wonderful.
But you're making it with advantage. And then also, Glock is going to go ahead and fire simultaneously to try to loosen the rope, so you guys just all fall into the window into the room. So Glock, you're gonna need to make an attack roll with disadvantage because it's a really, really small rope and you're upside down swinging.
Getting choked out by a rum.
Oh,
that's good. What? Nice.
Wow.
That's gonna be good enough. Yes.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
it's gonna be good enough for somebody.
No.
Is this like Looney Tunes smack against the wall?
So
and slide slowly down.
The one thing Glorg didn't account for was the fact that he may be swinging the rope this way, but the window is probably like 8 feet more to the right from where it's swinging his momentum. So you guys, as Glock's like, yeah, I got it! And he blasts this rope free. You guys feel the tension release, and you guys slam against the second story wall and roll down the wall. You guys are all going to take, let's see. You guys are all going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
That was literally half my health.
And you guys are all three prone, laying at the feet of Krug.
So strong!
And he's caboning
It's a little less Tarzan, a little more Joe.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that.
So strong.
Watch out for that windmill.
I cry a little at how beautiful it is.
And I think
now time for fire.
I think at this moment, this is gonna be a great place for us to take our break tonight, as you guys are laying in a heap at the bottom of a windmill.
That's on fire.
That's on. It's starting to heat up.
So much.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Twitch chat. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, because I've been laughing so hard. I just literally hurt right now. This has been so much fun so far. So stay tuned. We're gonna take about a 5 to 7 minute break to go use the restroom and refill drinks and things like that. So we'll be back with you guys in 5 to 7 to find out what happens for our exciting conclusion of Fit for a Queen here at Proficiency Bonus. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back, everybody. We are live for our second half of our all Goblin adventure. Fit for a Queen. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We got some exciting things happening already. Yeah, MG, we got you muted. I don't know if you're...
You know how much I was talking during that break?
Oh no!
I saw you. I thought you did it on purpose. I'm sorry. I would have said something sooner.
MG's like, why is everybody ignoring me?
I was like, you know what? It's just one of those things. It's fine.
Oh my god!
Nobody likes me.
My fellow role players
wouldn't be the first one like that.
No, not at all, MG. All right, so where we last left off, Glock, Klorg, Rum are all lying prone, piled on top of each other at the base, with Krug just applauding at the nonsense. Dagmar standing on the porch. It looks like he's just inspecting a bunch of buttons on a panel. The adventure is yours, my friends.
The last time I pushed a button, I got a new robot friend for a moment. So
there's all kinds of different colors of buttons too. I don't know what colors would be like intriguing to Dagmar, but there's just basically any color you can imagine. There's just a bunch of buttons.
I want to come up behind him. How many colors do you know?
I know purple. I know red. I know the one that is like the fruit that the inside is gross, but the outside is really nice.
Strawberry.
No, it's somewhere between red and yellow.
Plum.
Pineapple.
We'll call it.
Human?
We'll call it Rello. The Rello fruit.
That seems reasonable.
Anyone ever have a Rello fruit? The inside's nasty, but the outside is quite nice. I want to find a Rello button.
A Rello button? You find a button that you believe to be Rello?
And Rello is orange because he doesn't know orange.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure you think you found one.
I want to push it.
Okay, roll a D100 for me.
Can do. 91. So far, I either roll really low or really flipping high.
So when you push the button, Dagmar, this time, nothing immediately happens. But for some reason...
I hit it again.
But... Dagmar just starts slamming on this. But all of a sudden you start to feel as if, like, I don't know, it's like... You feel invincible.
Oh, yeah.
You feel invincible. Nothing can harm you.
I keep pushing the button like it's a closed door button in an elevator.
Jim, are you informing us of that fact that you feel invincible, or?
Oh. Yeah.
I am invincible. and I thrust my fist into the air, and I lean my head back and close my eyes, and I think, nothing in this world can stop me.
You want to test that?
All of a sudden, another seemingly like trap door opens beside the door, and you see this robotic kind of arm pop out, and then you see this like orb on the end of it, and you can see what looks to be some kind of like eyeball like peeking through. Like it looks like it's, imagine like somebody who has glasses and they're like farsighted, so their eye is huge inside the glasses, and just one eye like staring down at you guys.
I grab the eye and I jump in the hole.
The hole is like only like 4 inches by 4 inches.
I don't jump in the hole. But I still grab a hold of that eye and I go, Who is this?
So Dagmar grabs the eye and pulls it closer to his face. Who is it?
I'm thinking like Return of the Jedi, like that robot.
Yeah, that's
eye.
basically exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what I kind of envisioned. But it's more like a glass orb that you can see somebody else's eye within, and you see it. And then you hear a voice seem to echo on the porch. Who is that on my porch? What are you doing here?
Postal service.
Candygram.
I'm not expecting any packages or candy. I don't want any.
Your mailbox was full of it.
You're not the group selling cookies, are you? I don't want any
Did
cookies.
we say yes? Oh no, they were after not them.
You are unwelcome here. Please get off of my porch and my property. Thank you.
Wait, I have an idea. What if we don't do that?
I vote yes.
Then I'm gonna shoot the arm, not where he's holding, but like the arm where it's coming out of the building.
Okay. Yeah, I would say since you're so close to it, it's not a problem. You just fire the gun. Another big loud blast just echoes all around you guys as this arm just goes and detaches, and you can see the orb. The eye immediately disappears from the orb, and the orb just looks like a glass ball now on the end of this arm.
Sorry, crew. You get used to it eventually. I can't hear from the left side.
What?
Exactly. You know.
Clorger's gonna look at Krug and gesture wildly at Dagmar and make a move like a battering ram towards the door.
Okay. As you do this, you picking Krug? Is he just picking you up? Are you letting him pick you up like that?
Well, I'm looking at Krug to try to convince him to help me pick up Dagmar because he said he feels invincible.
Okay.
So
he's invincible. Yeah.
So Dagmar, you're seeing this? Are you gonna let them do this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So
Dagmar, how much do you weigh? Out of curiosity.
Like 40 pounds.
It's 35 pounds.
I'm joking.
That's 35 pounds too many.
God, no.
I'm rather slender, as goblins go, and so I think it might be able to pick me up, and the whole time I'm going to be shouting, "Grand, grand, grand."
Rum seems to be casting
for you
some
Lord of the Rings heads out there.
Rum seems to be casting some incantations as this is taking place. Who are you casting healing word for? Is that for everybody?
Me.
Oh, for you? Okay.
Me.
That's for herself.
Rum taps herself on the nose, and some of her.
Can I give it to everybody?
Is healing word the one that you can give to multiple creatures?
No, healing
It's
word
just
is
for one person.
individual.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
mass. It has to
Healing
be
word
mass
is for
healing word,
multiples.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Rum seems to have healed some of her wounds from falling from the terrible rope swing incident.
Yeah.
And you guys
And is there like a bright colored, like a blue or a yellow, some bright button that we can sort of take his head and ram it into?
Absolutely, of course. Yes.
A new color?
Yeah, there's definitely. Yeah, there's a bunch of buttons on this panel. But as
See if we can put his head through a blue button.
through a blue button. Okay, so Dagmar, with confidence, is now just lying in the hands of Krug and Glorg, and they both start charging the door. Rum just watching in anticipation as his head gets near the door. The door just opens at the very last second. Almost as if, and you guys notice, the lock wasn't even attached to anything. Like, if you would have inspected the door a little bit closely, you would have seen that the lock, it wasn't even locked. It was just an open door. And it just...
It's a nice neighborhood.
As you're charging forward,
It's Canada.
it swings open, and...
It's a nice neighborhood. The blades are on fire.
Yes. So Dagmar is headed towards it. He starts to squeeze his eyes shut, anticipating this impact, and it never happens. And Glorg and Krug, you just charge into this downstairs room as the door just and just opens up.
Do I see an old man?
No. You look around, you see some furniture, you see some tables, you see some alchemy devices that you are familiar with Dagmar, getting out some different alchemy tools and things that he's had. I think Glock has
Dagmar,
a little...
Dagmar throws his hands in the air and goes, "I did it." I didn't even feel it. The door is busted.
You're so smart.
Dagmar, you are truly invulnerable.
Invincible.
May I borrow that orb that you took out of the wall?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We need to return it to its owner.
Rum would like
Well, I
to go
mean,
up to all of the
That's
potions.
altruistic of you, I expect.
Rum's doing
I'm
great.
gonna expect.
Rum goes up to the table with all the potions and just starts pouring random stuff into random things.
Okay.
It's like when you go to the place like Diet Coke, Sprite, lemonade.
A suicide. Give a suicide.
Roll a D100 for me, Zos.
Exactly what she does.
Roll a D100 for me, Zos.
Oh, I hope it creates a fire.
Is that an 85?
Yes.
Was 85 Alchemist Fire? Let's find out.
All of a sudden, as you guys are sitting there, Rum is mixing all this stuff together, and she accidentally spills one, and it dumps it on herself. And all of a sudden, you see there are 4 Rums kind of like standing in a row right there, like just staring at her hands like this.
Oh no. She's gonna start singing "Don't Stop Believing" again.
Oh my god, I get in front of them and I just start going like this.
As you do that, they copy the exact same thing that you're doing. It's almost like you have been mirrored.
I point at one and I'm like, you high note, you take the low note. And I would like to harmonize with them.
Galileo.
Galileo. Tantissimo.
No, the high arts.
You, Voce. You, Sotto Voce.
I would, oh my god, can we do the kicks? The kicks that they do in the
can.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Mine.
Like the rocket.
Yeah.
So we do.
Also.
Oh no, we lost Jim.
Oh, we lost Jim.
No, we lost.
We lost.
Oh, we lost Sauce. You're back.
Oh, you got so excited.
Here. I'm still here.
Amazing.
Yes, I'm back. Hello. What
Amazing.
happened? What are the consequences of my actions?
Glock is one can routine from setting this whole building on fire.
Dagmar wants to inspect all of these alchemist equipment.
Okay. Dagmar, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Are there any stairs leading up?
There is a door on the left side of the building.
All right, I will aim my pistol at the door, and then just wait.
Okay.
I fold my arms behind him, toughly.
Okay.
Toughly.
I like it. I love it.
Glock. Glock is more confident having you behind me.
Cool.
Glorga's gonna ride in on Glom Glom.
Glom actually like bumps one of the tables, and one of the other things like falls off the table and shatters on the ground. Matthew, go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please.
Oh no.
Since you're bringing this massive giant crab into the room, riding on the back of it. 58. Let's see what we got here.
Let's hope it turns into Crabzilla.
Oh yes, that would be incredible. Huge creature.
Okay. Good to know.
We are truly agents of stealth and subtlety.
Good to know. Yeah, you this strange like smoke kind of rises from this, and you inhale it in accidentally, Glorg, at first. It kind of has the scent of like Fireball whiskey to it, you know. It's like that really high cinnamon kind of scent.
It's a potion of bad decisions.
And you just kind of shake it. It doesn't really like, you don't feel any weird effects or anything. It just seems strange.
The potion of dancing juice.
Stood up on Glum and tried to do a couple of those rum kicks.
Dagmar, as you're doing some investigation, you do find some like herbs and spices and some different things that you could use with your herbalism kit. Just various different ingredients, nothing in particular or specific.
14 herbs and spices.
But you find various herbs and spices. You also find a very large potion bottle that has a red, bubbling and sparkling liquid inside. It looks a lot like
I want to take it.
It looks a lot like the potion. It looks a lot like the liquid that you have in a smaller potion bottle in your pack, but it looks like a much bigger bottle.
All right. I take the bottle and I put it with my stuff.
Okay, excellent. You do so.
Can I start looking around? Do I see any tracks or anything that would give me a hint on where this old man ran off to?
Go ahead and make since it's track related, we'll call it survival check.
Okay. I actually have advantage on this because humanoids are my favorite enemy.
Perfect servant of Gum Gum.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Oh!
It's a natural 20.
You can smell his old man meats.
Your keen sense of smell can pick up old man anywhere, and you can tell like there's tracks everywhere. It looks like this old man probably spends a lot of time down here in this room. Looks like using a lot of these tools and devices, but then you pinpoint the door. You look right at the door. He's either through that door or upstairs or something.
Oh man, true door.
You want me to?
Smell juicy.
You want me to break the door?
Yeah, door in way. Need find old man.
Okay.
Let me. I've got this. And I charge the door head first.
I was gonna suggest using it as a battering ram before, but like that's better. That's so much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I just like flying.
Okay.
Flying soccer like headbutt.
Okay.
At this door.
Go ahead and make a. Let's call this a strength check against the door.
Well.
Strength coming up at a big hot +0.
Oh, a 15.
Oh.
Wow.
Invincible.
He does. Strangely enough, Dagmar, as you charge the door with your head, you impact it, much like what you thought the impact should have felt like at the first door. You impact it, and the door just swings rapidly open, and kind of it slams against the back wall. And beyond it, you can see there's just a few steps into an area, and then there's a stairwell that leads off and just turns to the right, kind of like it's like a spiral staircase that just goes up, but it's a long spiral staircase. Imagine when you're in a lighthouse and you have those spiral stairs that go up. It's kind of like that, but it's like a skinny hallway. It's not like you can see the whole open area.
All right, I think he's upstairs.
And it didn't even hurt, Dagmar.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Invincible, I'm telling you.
I will absolutely follow him up there then.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right,
Come
Dagmar.
on, everybody, let's go.
Okay.
Wait, one thing. I'm going to cast my nonsense Eldritch Cannon, and I'm going to. It's gonna be tiny.
Okay.
It's a little crab-like like quad walker thing.
Okay.
It's gonna go up onto Dagmar's shoulder, and wait. I have cast it as the Force Ballista this time.
Force Ballista. Nice.
Correct.
So I've got like a shoulder mounted.
You've got a
You have a shoulder-mounted 2d8 cannon. Yes.
Like the Predator. he's got the shoulder-mounted.
Exactly.
That is so
Fan
cool.
bloody-tastic.
This is awesome. Clorg, are you mounting back up on Clom?
Yep.
Okay, as you do, and you start putting your like hands down on to get up on your Clom, the piece of leather that you kind of just put over top of his back to sit on while you ride just immediately ignites into flame, and it starts burning.
Hey! That's my shtick.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
I'm gonna walk over to the closest chair or table and.
As soon as you put your hands on the chair, you watch as the chair starts to glow a little red, and it also bursts into flames.
Are we able to see this as we're like trying to go up the stairs?
You guys probably would have already went up the stairs. You started to spin.
Okay.
Rum and Krug are standing there like just looking at awe as Clorg is basically setting random things on fire. And
I run around the entire room, touching every piece of furniture and fabric.
I am cheering Gorgon so
okay,
much.
I want Rum and Krug to make intelligence saving throws for me, please.
Yes!
As they watching Clorg.
I gotta.
This
You rolled a nat 1 and have a -1 to your modifier. That is the
0.
this is a Rum Krug. This is a great idea. Oh man, never had a better plan.
Yeah!
Winning! Winning!
We're the stupidest gum-gums that ever walked the face of this earth.
Glorg just hugs one of the curtains from one of the windows downstairs. It ignites in the flame. He reaches over, grabs a table. It starts igniting in the flame. One of the other potion bottles falls off of the table and shatters. Matthew, make another D100 roll for me, please.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
30.
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay,
I'm
as
crying.
this strange blue, like sparkling cloud of dust emerges all around Glorg, Rum, and Krug, you guys all kind of breathe some of this in, and you really can't sense any effect. How many of you, out of the three of you, who are spell casting characters?
I'm a
Not me.
spellcasting character.
You have a little bit of spells too. So Krug, you don't have any spells at all.
I don't think I do.
You just feel this just strange sense that your magical abilities might have a little bit of an extra spark to them.
Ooh.
Oh crap.
And now the whole downstairs is burning. As Glorg is just walking around, touching as many
like
things as he
victory.
can. It smells like victory.
It's
Just go ahead.
everything I can find, even the door leading up into the other area. The door leading up.
Yeah! Get it!
So you're gonna be the last one through, and you're just gonna put your hands on the door.
Yep, every surface I can find that looks flammable.
Okay. As you get through, you basically putting. I mean, this whole downstairs is made out of wood, basically. So you're just igniting everything.
I'm just running around dragging my hands along walls, floors.
Oh my god.
Glorg writes his name in one of the walls, and it starts igniting the flames and stuff. Once you get to the door, you go to close. You go to.
Let's be honest. It would probably take about 30 minutes for Clark to know how to write his name.
Probably is. Well, when you're going through this relatively rapidly, by the time you get to the door and you go to grab the door, you realize for some reason it's not doing it anymore. Like your hands don't seem to have the same effect. And you go to touch other things and nothing.
You've angered Gum Gum.
wait. Hold on a second, Glorg. Out of frustration, did you just touch your own face, knowing that your hands literally center?
Yes. This is the best.
It didn't work on the door.
Dum Dum is in the middle of the living room where everything is on fire, just spinning around, looking at the flames, dancing with her 4 devils.
Excellent. That's fantastic. This is an out of character question for MG, because I know you have this spell. Mirror image. How long does it last? Do you know? Do you remember?
I think. Oh, normally it's 1 minute.
Just 1 minute. So by about now, you're notice that you're looking around, hoping that your 4 friends would be there with you, and they have all dissipated. They're gone.
Oh, they were so beautiful.
So
Our harmonies unmatched.
So Dagmar
The band broke up.
Dagmar and Glock making their way up the steps. You circle around for a little while and then eventually come to another closed door.
I'll shoot it with the little cannon.
I will. Well, yeah. You know what? Yep. And I will also shoot with my gun. No, you're fine. I have to use it as a bonus action, but you know what? That sounds like a better idea.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Just give it a little shrug. It's fine.
So you guys are both firing the cannon and the gun.
We are. We're gonna shoot at the definitely unlocked door. Yes.
So,
I'll shrug my shoulders.
you guys can go ahead and roll, but it's basically more for damage than it is for to hit, because it's just a closed door in front of you. It's hard to miss. So you guys can go ahead and roll.
That is
The
13.
2d8s?
I got you. Hold on. It's more than that.
Oh,
It's No, it's just 2d8. Sorry, the modifier is only for the healing one. So yeah, it's a total of 22 points of piercing damage. 9 of it is magic. Actually, it's all magical.
All magical damage.
It's magical piercing and magical force damage.
Perfect. As Glorg, Rum, and Krug are starting to make their way up the steps, above you in the hallway, you hear boom! Another blast.
More winning.
and yes, the door swings open. And there seems to be, it's almost like the same as what you saw downstairs. It's like a little bit of a space and then more stairs that lead up and to the right. Now there's like a massive hole where the door
We're winning the maze.
Krug has caught up to the back of you guys now.
Yes. Hey, this is quite the diabolical maze this wizard has made.
We're from Publishers Clearinghouse.
I would be very familiar with the smell of smoke, so like.
Oh yeah.
Please let me know.
Glorg closed the door behind him in frustration as he was trying to ignite it on fire, but he slammed it and then he started to head on up. But you guys don't. I mean, of course, you guys got a hint of smoke because the whole downstairs now has been ignited and flamed by Glorg.
Glorg, you smell like magic. I like it.
Not anymore. The thing that got on me, the thing made the hands the fire. So, Grog may have touched everything.
It is the way. We should go. We should continue the maze. It's definitely just like a spiral staircase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We should continue the maze.
So Dagmar and everybody start heading up this curving hallway. You guys keep on rotating around. Eventually, when you get to the top of the hall, you reach a closed door that has a bullet hole down where the keyhole used to be.
I kick the door in.
That wasn't me.
Rum's kicking the door in?
I would like to kick the door in.
You don't even have to roll a check. It is unlocked. You go up, you kick it because it was blown. The lock part was blown to bits. So you kick it and it opens up and you can see a little bit of an entryway and more stairs leading all the way up.
This is the hardest maze.
Up the stairs.
What fiendish mortal made this maze?
So many choices.
So you continue up.
Glorg is going to start behind us.
Okay.
As we're going up the stairs, go into his bag, pull out a bag of ball bearings.
Okay.
Start shaking them out on the stairs behind us as we're going up.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you start shaking them down. They start rolling down the stairs. Some of them sit in like the places where it's not so balanced on the steps and stuff. And yeah, you got how many are you dropping, Glorg?
Let me see. How many did I buy?
Isn't there a bag full of like 1,000 or something like that? Or
yeah, but that's entry level stuff. We had 50 gold, man.
Oh no!
So as we're going
this is
up
only
these
gonna
stairs,
get better.
I am gonna dump 3,000 ball bearings.
Is this Home Alone? Like what?
Who has 3,000 ball bearings?
It's only 3 bags, to be fair. On a related note, any door that I come across will immediately be shot.
Okay.
Like just hinges, lock, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's unlocked. Not even gonna try. Just shot.
Okay. So you guys are heading back up. Glorg, stop me. I want you to go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, Glorg, because you're trying to like be kind of sneaky about this, right? Or are you just dumping them out?
Oh no, I'm literally just staying in the back, and I've just got the bags. I'll just.
Yeah, Krug and Rum, you can hear like just beads like hitting the stairs and rolling down. Just it sounds like some
marbles?
like marbles, like dumping marbles down the steps.
Fun.
Eventually, you guys get to another door that has a bullet hole in the keyhole. Once again,
Hold on just a second. I feel like we've been here before.
No.
I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I want to take out my wand and not a ritual this time. Who got the time? I want to cast locate animals or plants again, and I want to see if I can find the old man.
Okay. The old man technically, well, and he's not. I think it's when it says animals and plants. I think it's specifically like beasts. And
it specifically says says beast,
so,
but yeah.
Old man would be a humanoid. So that spell probably wouldn't work.
I would argue that humans are beasts.
But D&D are science deniers.
That if humans are huntable, then they are animals.
Beasts are meat, humans are meat.
Would he have any kind of salad next to him?
Are you gonna search for arugula?
Yeah, I'm gonna search for some iceberg lettuce and some arugula.
I literally just almost spit my drink everywhere.
A little bit of cucumber.
So go ahead and cast.
Search for that.
Yes, you can.
Fine. Cast locate arugula.
Locate arugula.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
what's D&D?
This.
I cast locate arugula.
I hope somebody's writing all this down because this is good stuff.
Well, we're recording it, right?
Oh, it's recording. Yeah, it will be on YouTube tomorrow.
I have to ask. As we're coming back up to this door, and Dagmar responds, are there ball bearings all over all the stairs?
Well, you haven't opened the door. There's none in front of you. You dropped them all behind you.
Okay.
Open this door. It's gonna be like a wave of ball bearings coming out.
Are you casting the spell, Dagmar?
Oh yeah. How's that arugula?
Okay. Yeah, you see Dagmar looking at the door, feeling like he's been here before, begins to cast his incantations. And yeah, Dagmar, you do get a sense of this, and it's coming from downstairs behind you.
Oh. We need to turn around.
But turn around is on fire.
Well,
let's turn around.
The salad man.
Run.
The salad man's down there.
Run!
The salad magician.
Salad fingers.
Took off running down the stairs.
You guys take off running down the stairs?
Okay. Rum took off running.
We all run.
Okay, everybody make dexterity saving throws because now the stairs are covered in ball bearings.
Oh crap! Wait, I rolled twice, but I do have danger sense.
Okay, yeah, that
when I dodge away from danger, yeah.
Natural 20.
That would give you an advantage.
No.
Oh no, Glock.
I am nimble.
All right, so Krug, you make the save. Rum, you barely make the save. Dagmar makes the save. Glock does not make the save. And Glorg had a little bit of inside knowledge of what was going on, even though he probably forgot a little bit when he started taking off down the stairs. As you guys are watching, all of a sudden, Glock, your feet just whoop right out from under you, kind of like Home Alone style on the staircase, and you just slam down and start rolling down the steps. You are going to suffer 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the impact and the roll down the steps.
I don't realize we're gonna kill ourselves, right?
There haven't even been any bad guys yet. All the damage has been from you guys.
We are the bad guys.
All the damage has been from me.
We're our own worst enemy.
And
the crowd is the mastermind.
I literally read on like the D&D thing for goblins. It was like, so you want to play a goblin? How comfortable are you with your character setting themselves on fire?
That's pretty true. Yep. So yeah, you guys make your way to the bottom of the steps, slipping and sliding on some of the ball bearings. Glock makes his way down the tough way, rolling and somersaulting down the steps. You guys do.
This is efficient use of movement. Don't question it.
It's beautiful.
With that natural 20, can I just like slide on some of these marbles?
Yeah,
You would 100% be riding on Glock
you're
on the way down.
Yeah, you're like a snowboard, like on top of Glock, riding him down.
No. I've got it. Glock is rolling down the stairs because he slipped, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so he's rolling like a barrel, and I'm on top of that barrel.
Yes.
My feet rolling him down.
That is amazing.
Once we're at the bottom, I'm definitely gonna try to heal myself with the potion of healing, but subtly because I have standards.
Okay. Yes. You
like drinking from your flask, like when no one.
Yeah, there you go. 8.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You regain
That's
8 healing.
I'll take 8
healing potion.
All right, I got most of my health back.
Standing in front of this door at the bottom, and you can see there's a bunch of ball bearings just sitting on this landing at the bottom.
Where'd those come from? I don't know.
Is it still on fire down here?
Make a perception check, Rum.
Oh boy. I don't know how I could not perceive literally everything being on fire. I clicked it. It didn't roll.
Is it rolling? There you
go. 4.
You're worried it might be on fire.
Yes! I charge into the room.
Charge into the room? Okay.
I'm so excited. I want to see fire.
Rum shoulders the room. Make a strength check.
Yes. Okay. Strength check?
Mm-hmm.
No throw. 50.
Rum slams her shoulder into the side of the door. You see the edge of the door where it must have been locked seems to separate a little bit, and some of the wood starts to splinter from the door, and the door just rapidly just opens up inward into a room that is not on fire.
We can fix that.
It slams open, and you stumble into the room, Rum, and it looks like there's a nice carpet laying on the floor. There's a bed over in the corner. It looks like a nice desk over in the other corner with a nice big cushy chair. It looks like a nice little living quarters. There's, in the corner, you can see there's some kind of fancy armored, it looks like somebody put a suit of armor on like a rack. You can see above, there's like this a glass case that has like an old adventuring longsword or something inside of it. And then you hear from the chair, you hear like the creak of the chair as this old man, very old, with a long pointed gray beard at the end of it, kind of sticks his stingy little small neck, and he's got a huge bulbous nose sticking out from above his gray mustache. Who is that coming into my room?
Hello.
Hey.
Don't mind us, sir. We just take your shiny.
You were those ones trying to sell me cookies, weren't you?
No, we are trying to take your... I'm gonna take the shiny and set everything on fire. That's what I do.
What?
So I go do that now.
You came here to peel the blindings and do the hire? What does that even mean? I don't even understand. He like taps his ear.
I'm going to start looking for...
Are we all in the room right now?
For shinies.
Have we all made our way in?
Oh yeah, you guys kind of make your way. He's just like leaning over the chair looking back at all of you guys. Like it's the big part of the chair and you can just see his head sticking out.
Can he see
I
us?
get real uncomfortably close to him.
A very rough, like bib on him. It starts slowly, like moving up towards the old man.
Okay.
Can I see if I perceive this?
Make a stealth check with disadvantage because you're just walking into where he's looking.
With like a fork and a knife.
That's a 9.
Hey, what do you have in your hand? And he looks over to the corner and he goes. He reaches out and he grabs this staff that was leaning against his desk. He seize them!
Oh, no.
And the armor in the corner starts to animate and move. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Do we need our characters?
We don't have tokens, so can you still do it without tokens, Matthew,
Totally.
with the turn order?
Me.
You can, because you don't need tokens if you drag your character on over to the screen.
Yeah. If you guys could drag.
Then you click on your image and click initiative.
And if you already rolled, I can take your first roll and I can throw it on there.
Oh goodness.
Oh, look at.
I'm going to
Look at
Make sure you have a name on your character sheet.
You can make it smaller. I think I can make it smaller. I'll grab
I
it.
don't know how
we
to
can't
do that.
resize them, or you can just pull it off the.
I can't resize
I got it
them.
resized. I just pulled it off to the right hand side there. Zaz.
Whoa! Can I take that one instead of the 14?
Unfortunately, I'm taking the first one.
Eh.
I'm sorry.
How can I change it so it's my avatar?
I think we would.
Cannot.
Don't worry about changing it to your avatar. I'm just. Oh, it's not showing up on your.
I'm just doing my color on mine.
No, we all. I don't know where mine is.
So.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
Is there any others that rolled before they clicked that need to change? That we need to change, or is everybody good?
Well, I don't see names in any of the turn order except for mine.
Strange, because I can see them all.
Same. It's all blank.
No,
Yeah, it's all numbers to me.
Okay, I'll just let you guys know. I can see them all.
Yeah, if you can see them all, that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can memorize numbers.
let me.
I'm the low number.
Rum critted on her initiative.
That was her second.
Somehow.
That was her second roll.
But that was the second roll.
Boo.
I know. Could have used that crit
Boo.
for something else.
Well, I got a 19 on my initiative, so.
Hey!
So I'm rolling some initiatives for my guys.
I'm just saying the old man's gonna get shot in the face, because he shouldn't have been here at his own home.
At his own home when you guys raided his windmill.
How dare you?
Sir, excuse me. We take this our home now. Please leave.
So I need to add these to my initiative order really quick.
We're fighting asbestos.
I go add my clothes to dryer very
I hope we're not fighting asbestos. That's fire resistant.
Okay, so.
Somebody has a actual windstorm at their microphone.
Yeah.
hello, sorry.
Okay.
It's a laundry storm.
One last thing, and I'm gonna put
It's
some
me
battle music
walking
on,
and my hair rustling again.
and we'll be ready to go.
Mm.
Okay, descending order. Oh boy. I get some action stuff. Let's put some battle music on in this windmill, folks. Some battle music pumping in here.
Oop.
I believe in a thing called love.
Yes. All right. First thing.
Can I non-lethally shoot the old man?
First thing that happens is this strange orb that's attached to the ceiling starts to spin like a disco ball. And it actually is going to fire a beam of energy towards Glorg, who is sneaking up with a dagger or knife or something. So Glorg, I need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as this beam comes shooting towards you.
I'm just writing which ones have my hit points on it.
Oh, you got
So you said dexterity save?
dexterity save, yes. I'm gonna cut that one off because let me turn this down a little bit. I apologize, Twitch.
24.
24. You dive out of the way as
Dang.
this beam hits the floor, and you can see that it leaves a black mark, and smoke slowly rises from where this beam hit, and that orb is still kind of spinning up above, just like a massive, almost like a glowing, shiny disco ball at the top of the room. That ends that turn.
And actually, you can remove Glomglom. I just read that it actually goes on my initiative.
Yeah, I think the Beastmaster, it goes on your turn, so
Yeah.
okay, I'll take that off.
Yeah, so you can just delete Glom.
That'll bring us up to Dagmar.
Dagmar wants to cast Fog Cloud.
Dagmar has a higher initiative than Glock at 19.
Oh, was Glock's a 19?
Yeah.
For some
Yeah, Glock's not on the initiative list that I can see.
strange.
Oh.
Here, we'll add you. Sorry about that.
So it's in the chat. I'm just not sure.
Here we'll go Glock.
Oh, I didn't have a valid token to select, so it didn't like give it to me.
Gotcha. Here we'll reorder it and we'll go back.
Terribly sorry.
You're good. You're good. let's go to Glock. You're up before Dagmar.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna shoot the old man, so it's not like it's a. Oh wait, no, sorry. Just a quick question, Dagmar, did you give me the orb that you were grabbing onto before? Great.
Yeah, you got it.
Drop it on the floor. I'm gonna cast catapult on it at the old man. He has to make a DC 12. DC 12 dexterity save.
Dexterity save, DC 12 for Uzo. That is a 14.
14. So it moves past him from me, and then whatever's behind him also has to make a dex save.
Okay.
Like a chair?
Yeah, it would be just like the wall.
The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in the direction you choose before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts against a solid surface. If it would strike a creature, the creature must make a dex save. On a failed save, it strikes. On a successful, it keeps moving. So if there's nothing behind him, it just kind of like destroys itself against the wall.
Okay, yeah. So the orb will shatter against the wall as it hits with this rapid velocity. Mm-hmm.
One more thing.
Does he take half damage?
No, he just straight up misses.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He just dips to the side.
Yeah. The cannon is still alive on Krug's shoulder. Is Dagmar's shoulder?
Dagmar's, yeah.
So that is going to make a attack against the old man as well with my bonus action.
Okay.
So it's a 15 to hit and a 10 force damage if it hits.
It does hit and slams into him as this ballista force cannon fires off of Dagmar's shoulder. Dagmar, you feel like this recoil of this thing blast from your shoulder and slam into the old man. It actually puts a hole right through his chair and targets right into his back.
Nice.
For the glory of Gum Gum! And then I'll pass it.
That's nice. All right, Dagmar, you just finished blasting your shoulder cannon. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I want to cast Fog Cloud.
Fog Cloud. Okay, so what's the radius on Fog Cloud, and like where are you targeting it?
It is
okay. 20-foot sphere. Sure.
20-foot sphere, so it fills the whole room.
Yeah, it does basically fill the entire room. So basically, this is all heavily obscured.
Yeah.
Everywhere around you for everybody.
Right.
So now you guys are in a room filled with fog.
Quick question. Let me get to my sheet. I've got something called Halo of Spores. When a creature, I'll just put it in because it's too much to say for this voice.
Okay, so you're surrounded by invisible necrotic spores that are harmless until you unleash them on a creature nearby. When a creature you can see moves within a space 10 feet of you starts its reaction. Okay, so basically,
so I can't see them now, but would that have come into effect before I cast Fog Cloud?
Not yet, because I would say you're more like you're probably more like 15 feet away from him because you're blasting from a distance.
All right. Well, I can't see him now anyway. So.
Yeah, and the armor didn't seem to make any movement towards you guys yet.
All right.
Okay.
All right, then that's my turn.
So now the whole room is filled with fog.
That's right.
And it's the animated armor's turn.
So out of character, you're a Circle of Spores druid?
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That is awesome. Okay, so
that's why he's all about plants.
That explains the mushrooms. Yeah.
The animated armor, you Dagmar, you can hear walking close to you, like coming right for you, and you see this in the fog from where you were in the room. You can start to see this shadowy figure start to get close to you. It's almost like the fog cloud doesn't seem to affect the armor at all, and it's coming straight for you.
Crap.
but when it gets into 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to deal that damage if you would like to use your reaction.
But I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's heavily obscured. You have to be able to
heavily
see
obscured. It says,
Do you have to be able to
when
see
a creature you can see, when a creature you can see moves into space within 10 feet of you.
Your own spell kind of screwed you over right there.
Yeah.
So you can hear it coming.
I was just loving the chaos of no one being able to see.
That's perfect. So as it gets next to you, it's going to make 2 slam attacks against you, as it's bringing its massive robotic armored hand down on top of you. The first one's going to be an 18 to hit.
I think it'll hit.
That's going to do 3 bludgeoning as it slams the top of your head.
Ouch.
Second one's only a 10.
No.
All right. So
Sorry.
this time,
Michael, it's blinded.
Oh, it is. It is disadvantage on all. Well, actually, wait a second.
So it'd be an 8 and a 7?
It is.
Well, I don't know unless it has blindside or something.
It is not blinded.
No.
It is not.
I don't think
blinded.
it has sight like.
It doesn't have actual eyeballs.
Yeah, so
Tried.
so it does do 3 bludgeoning, but you don't get hit
Yeah.
by the second one. You're easily dodging out of the way. You can hear it like slam the floor next to you, Dagmar. Bam! And that ends its turn and brings us up to Glorg.
Just a quick heads up, we've got a slip on the initiative.
Okay.
Rum was a 14, not a 9.
Run was a.
It's no big deal. I'll go later.
Oh, I did change her to a 14. That's weird.
Oh, it said 9.
Nine.
It says 9 on there.
Okay, well let's
9.
let's move Rum. Actually,
It's okay.
Rum, go ahead. You go next, and then Glorg will go
Yeah.
after you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hashtag roll 20 stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that because
Yeah.
I know I clicked on it and typed 14.
That is
so that's
very
weird.
roll 20.
This is like such a functional website, you guys.
Yeah.
High quality.
High quality content. I draw my rapier and I cast True Strike. So that's an action. Hang on, let me put it into sync. But yeah, True Strike just means that on my next turn, I will be able to hit him with
Yeah.
E.
Advantage.
And then, yeah. But since
you're in
low-key
Fog Cloud, it's
blind.
going to probably be a normal roll, even with that spell, I think.
Okay.
Because right
Well,
now, technically,
Disadvantage
you're at
versus-
disadvantage versus advantage is gonna balance it out. I mean,
So it'll just be a straight
it'll
roll.
be just a straight roll.
Lit. And yeah, that's it because I don't know. That was an action, so I can't do anything with the rapier.
Okay, so you draw your
That's my
rapier,
turn.
you cast your spell. You can see almost this glimmering magical energy that seems to be a little bit more powerful, Rum, on the edge of the rapier as you felt that sensation from downstairs from that potion that fell on the ground. Glorg, you're up.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is send Glom Glom to chase down to where I saw the old man.
Oh, can you pause that a second, Glorg? Dagmar, is Fog Cloud concentration?
I think it should be.
Yes, it is.
Okay. We don't have. I don't think he's in the chat. Can he hear us?
He's not. No, he's not in.
He's
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna come back.
Discord
Okay, we'll
chat.
come back to that. Glorg, go ahead. Glorg. Well, I mean, it might affect your turn.
Yeah.
Fog Cloud
Oh.
is
He's
concentrate. No, it is.
It is. Yeah. So he'll have to make a
Yeah.
DC 10 con save.
Oh, looks like you make it back with us, Dagmar.
I'm back.
Okay. Go ahead and make a concentration check for that attack that hits you for your Fog Cloud to see if you can keep the Fog Cloud up.
What do I need to roll for that?
It to be a Constitution saving throw, you need to beat a
Oh,
10.
versus.
You do. The Fog Cloud is still there. So Glorg, you're back to your turn.
Okay. So, sending Glom Glom to where I know the old man is,
Okay.
and telling him to try to attack him.
Does Glom Glom have any special sight or anything that would help him in this situation?
Yes, it has blindside up to 30 feet.
Fantastic. So he makes normal attack rolls.
What a nonsense crab.
So the crab shimmies through the fog
And then,
with the disco ball going up above, shooting lasers everywhere.
And that's an 18.
That will hit. Roll damage.
Okay. He takes 2 bludgeoning damage and is now grappled by the crab.
That's perfect. You hear, "Arr, what is that? Arr."
And then it just gloms onto him.
Yeah, it just gloms onto him.
And then I can't see anything myself. So I am going to... where did my sheet? There we go. So I can't see anything, so I am just going to take a... How close does it sound like that metal tin can is to me?
You heard it stumble towards where Dagmar was, and then you heard a big slam onto the floor. So, I mean, you can hear it probably 10 feet to your left.
Okay, now I'm just gonna fire off and try taking a shot at the old man that just got grappled by the crab then.
Okay. Okay, so you're firing at disadvantage. It's grappled, which would give you advantage, so it's a normal roll for this.
13.
13 is going to hit. Roll your damage.
Okay. That is 6 piercing damage.
Yeah, my arm! Ah!
And then, hearing that, I'm going to use my full movement and charge right up into his grill.
Okay, so you're hearing that, you're moving up to it.
Yep, right beside him.
Okay. You're running ahead, you feel like you bump into the chair.
No!
And that brings us up to his turn. Who's next? You hear some footsteps skitter away from you, Glorg. Well, actually, no, you can't because he's grappled. Let me see something. Okay, he's gonna do this. Okay, that's interesting.
He's gonna beatbox angrily.
He is.
The old man was a bard the whole time.
You're
That's how he
right,
does his spells.
That's it.
Hard battles, stick rum on him.
Okay, fine. Well, you guys can't see what's happening, but all of a sudden this fiery glow seems to appear from in front of you, Glorg, aimed down at your crab.
The chosen one!
He's casting Burning Hands. So I believe...
He's gonna cook that crab!
That is a dexterity saving throw, I believe?
Oh, okay.
Yes, dexterity saving throw against the crab.
That's a 13.
Let's see if a 13 is successful.
It
just succeeds.
Crack the shell open.
So you take half damage. So you take 4. The crab takes 4 points of fire damage.
Something smells delicious.
Cooking him, he just sort of turns him up and fires off.
And now the desk is on fire. Oh dear, no! And that ends Uzo's turn and brings us to Krug.
Alrighty. So I can't see very well in the fog, but I can smell and hear. So I imagine I could get up to something in melee range.
Yeah, you could. It's up to you. You can either go to your left as you come in and go to where you can hear some fisticuffs are happening, or you can go to where you hear an old man panicking and saw a little flash of glow into the fog.
Where does it sound like the most crowded and lively? Because that's where I want to. Or is there not that yet?
I mean, it sounds crowded and lively everywhere in this room.
All
It's
right.
like chaos.
Yeah, I'll go left for now.
Go left, okay. So you're approaching, a group of people.
Yes!
And you're gonna
And
start
then
to
as
attack.
I get in there, I'm gonna start raging.
Oh, he goes into a goblin rage. Yes.
Howl like a wolf.
So, bonus action to rage.
Yep, bonus action to rage, and then I'm gonna attack the nearest thing that feels hostile.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a reckless attack, which hopefully will correct. It gives me advantage.
So it'll make it a normal roll. Yeah.
And I just have a rapier here that I'm gonna finesse it towards strength to make a melee
Wait,
attack.
you're raging with a rapier?
Yes.
He's a French goblin. Give him a break.
Touché.
Wait,
So
You thought you could escape my hors d'oeuvre stick?
that's your first roll was an 8 because it balanced out.
Well, this is advantage, so it's
So what would be?
Oh
so,
no, never mind.
Because you're in the
It's only
fog
an 8,
cloud,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see. So it's
So
only an 8.
I get nothing.
You catch nothing but fog as you go into this range.
And I think that's all I can do. And turn.
In turn.
Does it make him angrier that he missed?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, do it. Yep, end turn.
Okay. So now we got the room.
Did we skip Rum Rum?
No, we went back and caught Rum Rum.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna
you may want to reorder.
I'm gonna reorder right under Dagmar right there. So now we got Gum Gum resituated.
I don't recall Bard stuff happening, and I just want to make sure we didn't let.
So we
It's just because I'm a bad bard.
at the
She
beginning.
cast True Strike.
Yeah, you cast. True Strike.
Gotcha.
That's what you did. Yep. Okay, so at the beginning of the round, I need for Dagmar, Glorg, and Krug to all make a strength saving throw for me. As something feels strange about the floor, it starts to get gooey, and your feet start to slide a little bit.
Meow.
And then they start to stick. It's almost like the.
Oh wait, I have advantage on strength saving throws, so I get to roll.
Oh yeah, because you're raging. Yes.
What is with all these natural?
I like how you guys are critting on the things that don't matter. But it's the roll that doesn't matter. It's the leftmost is the first roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the leftmost. So Glorg,
We'll pretend.
You are right now glued to the floor. Your feet are not moving. Like you're stuck. There's something like gooey that is sticking to the floor, and you can't move your feet right now. Dagmar and Krug, you guys are okay. You guys, it seems like you picked your feet up quick enough that the adhesive or whatever it was couldn't dry to your feet. So Glorg, you are considered restrained at this point.
Oh, restrained?
Restrained. Actually, no, this would be grappled.
Okay.
Yeah, because you still have your hands about you.
Yeah, the floor is hugging your feet.
Yeah, the floor is hugging your feet. So
How do you get grappled by? You got grappled by the carpet.
You got grappled by the floor. All right.
Hey, in one of the very first
Let's not go there.
Strahd games, I pressed my whole face up against the mimic door.
Yes, I remember that. I was watching that episode. It was hilarious.
Wow.
And it immediately bit your face. It was... Glock, you're up.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Okay. Who are you blasting towards?
Alright, we're gonna do this.
Who are you aiming towards? The armor or
the old man pile.
Okay.
Is it a disadvantage? I can roll again.
It is because it's foggy. You cannot see. A 19 is still going to hit.
Somehow the same damage! I promise I'm not shenaniganizing.
12 points of damage.
And then the auto turret is gonna do its nonsense. This one.
Ooh.
No, that's not correct.
That's damage.
That's just the damage.
No, it's not. It's
It's a magic bullet.
this is correct.
Okay, so that is a 10. A 10 will unfortunately miss.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter what the second one is because it's probably gonna be lower. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So the turret doesn't do as much, but the pistol probably.
Okay. So yeah, the pistol, you can hear, oh my god! Oh! As the old man like hunkers down in pain. Wait, and it must have, as Dagmar's like moving his feet to get the adhesive on the floor, not the stick, the cannon fires, seems to go wide into the fog.
The time is nigh, old man! And then I'm in my turn.
Right, Dagmar.
I'm not even gonna try to move. It's fine.
Okay, Dagmar, you're up. I imagine
All
you're still kind of standing at the door, right, Glock? As you're kind of like right in the inside of the door.
Yeah, I'm 100% trying to be as cheesy as possible,
Okay.
like standing in the doorway, not just like shooting at where noise is coming from.
Right, gotcha. Okay, Dagmar, you're
Can
up.
I use my action to dispel this fog? Or
You can
do
just,
have
I
to
think,
wait until
I think it's yeah, like
I
it's
think,
free
I
to
think you
just
can just, can you
drop
just
concentration.
drop a concentration on it and end it? I think.
You can choose to stop concentrating on something.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
I stop concentrating.
All right, the fog seems to dissipate in these small little clouds, and then the room is
All
now
right.
visible again.
So-
Yeah, you guys are standing next to this massive suit of armor that is animated and moving around.
Okay, so here's what is going to do. He's within 10 feet of me now, correct?
Yes, he is.
Then I am going to use my reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage for my hail of spores.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d4 for us.
Let me move the turn order.
Remember those bongos?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
3 points of
in real
necrotic
life.
damage. Nice.
Yeah. And I want to cast a cantrip to attack this thing.
Okay.
I want to cast Primal Savagery.
That just sounds
What?
terrible. I love it.
Nice.
One action, you channel magic, and both of
So-
you. Oh, yes.
So like you can see like my already kind of sharp fingernails like go even like longer and blacker, and so do my teeth. And I just like latch myself onto this, suit of armor to attack it.
Okay, make a spell attack, a melee attack
Is
against it.
is suit of armor within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
Because I do have right now my wolf totem because I'm raging. I don't know if this applies here.
While you're raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that might be. Yes, make this attack roll with
Nope.
advantage, Dagmar.
How Wolfpack?
Nice.
Alright.
Nice.
7 snakes, wolfpack.
Hey.
Jesus.
Please accept the high five. I'll take it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you do have advantage on melee attacks as long as you guys have an ally within 5 feet.
Okay. I can't remember how to do the spell attack roll, so I'm just gonna manually do it like this.
I think it's.
What the heck?
It should be 1d20
Nope.
plus 5.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, right, but if he
bad.
rolls it at
23
advantage, so
or
it'd be a
18.
23
Oh
or
yeah,
18.
23 or an 18. Yeah, those are both gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you're rolling with advantage anyway, so yeah, we take the
All right,
18
so
and
that's
you hit.
a D10.
Yeah, 1d10 acid damage.
Yeah.
As these claws rake through the armor, Krug, right in front of you as you're raging, watching. It looks like the metal starts to melt, and it melts these claw marks through this creature. 3 points of acid
get 'em!
damage. Nice. Anything else, Dagmar?
That's gonna be it. for me.
All right. Rum, you've true striked your rapier, and you've got your bongos ready.
It's bongo time.
It is actually a little mini jump from Egypt. It's not actually,
That's cool.
Oh,
but
and
it's a tiny jump.
Zos, because the fog cloud is no longer there, you will have advantage on an attack roll with your true strike.
Yay. So, am I nearest to the armor or the...
Yeah, you're probably nearest to the armor, but you could still use your entire movement to get up to the old man on the other side of the chair from where Glorg is stuck to the floor. And his crab is
He's
like
grappling.
grabbing, yeah, the crab is grabbing him in his claws. Hey, stop!
I get
You're putting
advantage?
holes in my robe!
Would I get an advantage anyway on the old man since he's already being grappled?
You would, yes, and you'd always get it, and you already get advantage on the animated armor because Krug is standing next to it, howling at the moon.
Oh.
Dang, the true strike was just a dumb little waste, huh? I'll attack the old man
Okay, so you rush up to the old
I-
man with your rapier.
with my rapier, and I will stabby stab.
With advantage is only a 7. Unfortunately, the old man is shifting, trying to get loose from the crab, and you just put another hole right through his robe, but you miss his body.
Okay, well, that was great. That's the end of my turn.
Your turn, okay. the animated armor, seeing Krug kind of approach and still has Dagmar in front of him. He's going to make a slam attack against Dagmar and a slam attack against Krug. So here comes the first slam attack against Dagmar. Is going to be a 19.
Wow.
So punches Dagmar in the face for another 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And Krug, you're going to get slammed with a critical hit.
With a crit. I do have resistance to bludgeoning damage.
9 bludgeoning, so resisted to 4?
Okay.
I think
it's half rounded down.
I think you're right because it rounds down.
You round down.
Yep,
I'm down.
Not to be that guy. Were you reckless attacking?
Oh, you're right. He gets advantage.
He would have advantage.
Yeah. Last round I had to reckless. Yeah.
He would have had advantage. Either way, it's still crits the first roll, so it still crits. Glorg, you're up. You're stuck to the floor, right next to this chair where this old man is trying to get away, and now Rum has come around the back and is trying to stab him in the back.
So how far away from me is the old man right now that's currently grabbed by the crab?
You moved up next to the chair, so you're within 5 feet now.
Okay. So, well, first thing Glomglom's gonna use his other claw to try to grab at the old man again.
Okay, sure. So he just makes a dexterity save?
No, it's another attack.
Oh, and a critical hit! Oh, roll your damage.
And that is 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
This crab is our MVP. Yeah.
I tell you.
This crab probably has a higher AC than any of us do.
Oh, that was
time for crab.
That was my kneecap. He's pulling away.
How's this guy looking?
He's got a bunch of holes in his robe, and he looks like he's got blood like starting to pour out into his robe, darkening the colors of his blue robe.
His tailor is not going to be happy.
Yeah, shoot him again.
Bonus action for Glorg is I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
On him.
Ooh.
He is now marked. Very good.
And then I am going to make an attack against him.
Okay.
So this.
Wait, was the attack from it was Glom? This attack a bonus action?
No.
It's not.
It says specifically. Hold on, let me jump back over to it.
It has its own.
Yeah.
The art.
You gain the beast obeys your commands and takes its turn. Your initiative on your turn, you can command the beast where to move, or take the attack, dash, disengage, or help action. No action required by you.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
If you don't issue a command, the beast takes dodge action.
Got it. You got it, man. Cool.
The
so
art.
Got, Hunter's Mark, and then I'm gonna fire a longbow shot at him.
You're within 5 feet of him.
Yep.
So don't miss.
Disadvantage. Okay, so you're taking a point blank longbow shot.
Yep. So it's either that or I punch him. So
beautiful.
Punch him with a bow.
Come on. That is. Ooh.
Ooh. Is that a crit fail?
That is a crit.
Yeah, it is.
Rum.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh no.
Wait, Rum's taking a dex save?
Yeah, because Rum was standing on the other side where he's firing this bow. Rum, you get hit with Glorg's arrow and you take 5 points of piercing damage as it hits you in the shoulder.
Oh. Owie.
I see this happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Long live Hawk!
Long live Hawk!
We're supposed to be loyal to Gundam now.
Rum gives him very rude.
Uzo vanishes. That ends his turn. Krug.
Right a second.
I'm next to the armor, right?
Yep.
Then I'm gonna do a reckless attack. If I hit, I'm gonna use Fury of the Small to enhance this a little bit as well.
You got Fury of the Small with reckless attack as a barbarian. Yeah.
So I have advantage on this reckless attack with my strength rapier.
Yes, you
do. So 20.
You drive it right through its midsection. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Let's see. So it's rage. I don't know if reckless actually or fury actually.
The rage damage is only supposed to be 2, right?
Yeah.
Right, but that's hitting rage and fury of the small. It says.
Oh, it says both.
I see. I see.
So it added
5.
both.
That's the 5 plus the base 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
11.
damage plus fury.
11 points of damage. Yeah.
As I
You just jab the rapier through. You actually start to pull the rapier kind of up a little bit, start to split the armor and where the chest plate is. Raging up like that. Yeah.
spittle.
Yeah, you definitely did some damage to this thing. Anything else?
That is all that I can do.
Yeah, Krug's trying to open this thing up like a can opener.
Yeah.
I need for...
So, sorry, Michael, I've got one thing I want to ask about, because for my spores, they do it when the person enters, like, within 10 feet, and at the beginning of its turn as well.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and roll another d4 for the armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Another point of
There's a
damage.
Don't apologize for free extra damage.
Yeah,
That's
you don't have to apologize for that. Thank you for reminding me, because, like I said, I don't know.
It's my first time doing this, and so I'm just
we're getting raided.
I changed my mind. You can apologize for 1 damage.
Hey, we've been raided.
Oh no!
The slappy one has raided us with a party of 9. Welcome, guys. Glad that you're here. Welcome to this crazy all goblin nonsense that we got going on. Cool. Yeah, so 1 point of necrotic damage to the armor as these spores just keep on attaching and blasting and exploding next to this creature. The lair action goes off, and it is going to blast one of these beams out of the orb at the top towards Glock. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Glock.
Glock not great at Glock also make dexterity save.
Oh yeah, Glock, no problem. You jump out of the way as this thing blasts down and puts a hole in the door behind you.
Glock used to own inventions possibly trying to kill him.
Yeah, you're used to this, exactly. And that brings up to your turn, Glock. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it.
Yay!
2 things. 3 things. 1, we appreciate you. 2, we're gonna shoot the unholy hell out of the invisible butthole wizard, but first we have to figure out where he is. So I'm going to use my action to cast fairy fire in the room.
Okay, like towards where he was?
Just like it's a 20-foot radius of wherever, like I assume pretty much everything's gonna glow bright purple.
Yeah, so
magical sonar, yeah.
Basically you're going to catch Rum, you're going to catch the crab, and you're going to catch Glorg within this also, if you're casting kind of like where you think he is.
It's a 20-foot radius.
It's a 20-foot radius. I'm pretty sure it's the entire room.
Yeah, you're going to get everybody. Actually, the only person it's not going to get is you. It's going to get everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can. What's the saving throw on that?
Dex 12?
Dex 12. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I have advantage on this if I can see him.
Clock is just...
Actually, I think I auto-fail now that I say that.
Yeah, you are... Yes! You are grappled. No, I don't know. He's grappling a failed dex check?
I'm just checking.
I think that's restrained. Both on my side succeed. Krug succeeds barely. Dagmar succeeds easily. Rum succeeds. I don't think it's affect anybody.
It's me and Glom.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. It's violet. Any creature in the area with the spell is also outlined if it fails a dex throw for the duration objects affected. So pretty much like all this stuff is glowing purple.
All the stuff in the room is glowing purple?
Since everybody saved, it's everybody like that's saved is just not.
Nobody else within the room is glowing. Okay, excellent.
So Glock shouts, "You sneaky wizard!" And then he uses bonus action to try to shoot at where the wizard was.
Okay, perfect. Make it with disadvantage.
Which, oh geez, there's so many windows for this thing. This is what I get.
I'm also where the wizard was, so.
So the lower is a 13.
Lower is a 13. A 13, you actually connect.
Oh
So the ballista attached to Dagmar's shoulder just like fires off.
Fires and it does 12 force damage.
It does 12 force damage.
You hit his battleship.
you hear it and you see it blast somewhere next to Rum Rum, who's still like trying to pull an arrow out of her shoulder. You hear. Okay.
That's all my actions for the turn.
All right, Dagmar, you're up.
All right. I got big plans. I'm going to use one of my wild shapes and use my druid circle of spores to change my spores into a swarm of bats.
What?
So the force ballista just drops off onto the floor. It's just like chilling on the ground below you as you transform into a swarm of bats somehow.
Well, I don't.
He doesn't transform.
into
The
the swarm of
spores
bats.
do.
My spores around them now take a shape of a swarm of
That's
bats.
so good.
What?
Outstanding.
That is so
You know what? Fine. So yeah, you still have
You still
your
have the
shoulder
ballista
cannon,
shoulder cannon.
and you have a
That's what I
swarm of
meant.
bats around you somehow because
Psilocybin bats, like.
Oh,
D&D is
gosh.
nonsense.
What do you deal?
So,
Roll.
so I have 12 additional hit points,
Okay.
and now my spores do double, or two of the die damage.
Ah, yes.
And if I ever attack anybody with a melee weapon, I get an extra d6 poison.
So now all of a sudden these bats are just swarming around Dagmar in the middle of the room, flying around all of you. Krug, you're just being bumped by some of these bats as they're flying around him. Anything else, Dagmar?
That's my action, and so
Dibs on the guano.
Hey, Troll Lord Games, thank you for the follow, and also Kelethian, thank you for the follow. I probably butchered that. I am sorry. I'm terrible at pronouncing names and gamer tags and such things. I apologize.
thanks so much. We love y'all.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you guys so much.
All right, that's all for Dagmar.
That's all for Dagmar. Cool. Rum, you're up.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, what?
No,
Did you see the?
You got bongos.
I believe since I just saw, did I watch that shot hit like something invisible, right? So like I now know there's something invisible in front of me.
You know there's something there. It's just you're not really sure. Like he could have.
Like predator.
Yeah.
Shimmering.
Yeah. You saw it hit, but you still can't see it. So.
I thought I was the predator.
Oh wait, actually my hit points are really low, so I'm gonna take my healing.
Use your healing potion.
Yeah.
Okay. Pops.
How many?
It's 2d4 plus 2.
2.
As Rum quickly grabs a healing potion after pulling the arrow out of her shoulder. There you go. You healed all back up. So that was your action. You have a bonus action if you'd like to use it.
I don't know if I have. I think the only bonus action I have is healing word, unless vicious monster. Let me just check that one. No, that's an action. Okay.
I think most bard spells require you to be able to see the target.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But you can possibly hideous laughter the suit of armor that's probably still alive and partially tin canned.
I don't. Is that a
Hideous
bonus
Laughter
action?
is an
Hideous
action.
laugh.
I think
Laughter.
hideous is a action.
That's an action spell.
Yeah.
Ah, boo.
Also, I don't
You can
have that
bardic
one.
fire.
I took shatter and invisibility.
I thought healing word was a bonus action.
Healing word is, I
Healing
believe.
word
Healing
is.
word.
but,
She
I
took her
mean-
healing
I mean, does
potion.
anybody need any healing?
Oh, never mind. All right, I'm dumb.
Does
Sorry.
anybody need any healing? I can heal anybody that I can see.
Good.
No one's good? Alright, then I have nothing to do.
Okay, you wanna-
I'm good.
you are-
Actually, Rum will take a swig of her flask and be like, I hit better when I'm drunk anyway.
She had to chase her healing potion. All right,
she spends her turn drinking.
Animated armor, seeing now that Krug is trying to like open up its chest,
I'm popping my abs for it.
It's gonna just take both hands and try to just slam down on Krug with both slam attacks on Krug. Here comes the first one. They do have advantage.
Roll that.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna roll that 2d4. Is that all right?
Yeah, roll that 2d4 as the bats swarm around it. You're going to take 5 bludgeoning, so rounded down to 2 points. The first slam. The second slam at 20, I believe, will hit.
Yeah.
And you take another 2 points, so 4 bludgeoning total from the animated armor, as the animated armor also takes 3 points of necrotic damage.
Just cutting up my pecs, making them look cooler as I like bounce them.
Some of the bats are going through the holes that Krug is opening up in the armor, and it's flying out like its mask and stuff. As the bats are going all around it, like clawing at it. The armor's turn is done. It's Klorg's turn.
Okay, am I still stuck to the floor?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You can try to like strength your way out of it.
Yeah, that one ain't gonna work. So the crab has pretty much got him in both claws. So the crab's just gonna keep holding on to him.
Okay.
And then so Klorg, I really get. Okay, so from where I'm stuck and where the crab is sort of holding on to this invisible thing, am I within 5 feet of him? You said I was, right?
You were, yeah.
Okay, I am going to try to reach out.
Oh, no.
And bite him.
Bite him. Excellent.
He's sort of kicking around. I'm going to try to see if I can find a leg and just...
let's make this... It's a strength-based attack, since it's a bite. Do you have, like, a bite attack, or is this just, like, an unarmed, basically? So we'll just do, like, an unarmed strike, so improvised attack, strength attack, but you won't have proficiency bonus. So it'll just be, like, a strength-based attack, with disadvantage, because you can't technically see him.
Would it be a straight roll because he's grappled, though?
Oh, he is grappled. Yes, you have a straight roll. I apologize.
Let's see here. So, I can't send an unarmed strike to roll 20 from D&D Beyond. So, come on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
And as I hit with this attack, I'm going to use.
Oh my. Oh gosh.
I'm burn my Fury of the Small to do an extra 3 damage to him.
Excellent. Right. Excellent. Go ahead and roll your crit damage. So you're gonna roll 2d. This will be improvised teeth.
What?
So I'm gonna call it 2d4 plus your strength plus your Fury of the Small. 2 ones.
I believe that's minus his strength, but yes.
Oh wait, yes, I'm sorry, that's correct. It's a -1.
It's a -1, so it's actually how many?
Oh no, it's 4.
4 points of damage.
So it's 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 3. Yeah, minus 1 is 4.
How are you not proficient at biting? You've clearly chewed your way to victory this far.
So you do connect and you bite into him good. You can feel something is there and you tear into. You can feel flesh and you taste the human flesh. Glorg, it tastes so good, even though it's like
Glorg's got the rabies.
Even though it's wrinkly and old, it still tastes kind of good.
It's aged, like aged beef.
All you hear for
Save some for us.
This is so good.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Uzo is going to... Gosh, this is nonsense. Oh, this is just nonsense.
What's a menu?
It's just...
That's what I've always wondered. How did those orcs know what a menu was? They don't speak French.
Towards you, Glorg, a burning hands spell goes off from seemingly out of nowhere as it's trying to blast you away from biting on its thigh. You need to make a dexterity save.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I forgot something. I have to roll extra damage because he is hunter's marked.
He is. That's another d6.
You get a 1d6. Yep.
which it was
Awesome.
a crit, so it's 2d6.
Oh, it was a crit. Oh, boy.
That's another 6 points of...
Stop rolling ones! You nonsense ranger!
Yeah, man.
Glorg, go ahead and describe how you kill the old man.
It's our house.
He has been hunted to success!
Our house. It's good to the last drop.
As Glorg is just grabbed onto this thigh and is just tears, and just a spray of blood as whatever artery he bit into is just spraying.
You got whatever that big one's called on the inner thigh. That's the one you got. You nailed it.
Femoral artery.
Yeah, that's what it is. And now you see the old man just tumble to the floor. Now he's visible. He tumbles to the floor. His staff just goes rattling across the ground. And he's just laying there, and his blood is just pouring everywhere. Yeah. So I'm just going to take him off the initiative order. And Krug, you're up. You still got some armor.
Still a suit of armor, right? I'm going to rage rape. Ah!
Okay.
This is...
Stab it in the face.
Yep. So reckless 21.
Yes, that hits. Roll
Nope.
your damage.
For a total of 8 damage.
8 points of damage. This armor's looking rather ragged, Krug. You're tearing. You tore it. Basically, its breastplate is just torn open, and parts of its shoulder like dangling off of it. It looks terrible.
It's now filled with that.
It's now filled with bats.
For nerds.
And your turn. Excellent. The beam fires towards Krug. Make a dexterity saving throw, Krug.
Alrighty. And I can see this, so I have advantage.
You do. Danger sense.
17.
It misses. Hits the ground behind you as you duck out of the way. Eyes like the wolf. Glock, you're up.
Okay. Glock shouts, wait, I need the parts of the armor! And then, all of my weapons are coming to bear on the armor.
Okay.
So we got stuff for days. We got force ballista. We got pistols.
The force ballista, I think, is going to miss. It's going to deflect off the armor, and also your bullet shot deflects off the armor as well.
I really need that armor.
Like no damage?
Does the force ballista do any damage? I guess it has to hit, right?
No,
Yeah.
it has to hit. Yeah. So the flamethrower would be half, but it's force ballista, so it's.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, both of them ricochet off of the armor. One of the bullets goes pew, off into the corner of the room, and it digs itself into the wall.
Well, we need it for parts.
Wait, a 17 didn't hit?
Is that end of your turn, Glock?
Oh yeah, that's my bonus action and my action. So.
Perfect. Okay, Dagmar's up.
Right, I'm going to take out my scimitar, and I'm going to give it a slashy.
Go ahead, Dagmar, you can do that.
5 feet advantage.
5 feet advantage. A 7. You kind of, one of your bats flies in your eyes, and it causes you to just miss altogether. Yeah, that's all that happens. What would you like?
That's all I want. That's all I want to do. I'm a bit ashamed.
Rum, you're up.
It's that long-term planning. I understand.
Yes,
It happens to
strategy.
everyone.
Rum, not having taken a swig of, her moonshine, will run towards the suit of armor with her rapier.
Okay.
And will swing.
Okay.
5 feet advantage.
5 feet advantage, 22. That
swing.
hits. Roll your damage, Rum.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Rum, describe for us how you take the armor down.
Yes. So, Rum, bleary-eyed, who, is now at this point kind of swaying a little bit, is like, yes, this is exactly how this needs to be done. Will rush forward to this suit of armor and kind of like faint left, faint right, and then I don't know, really quickly, and then watch as it collapses, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Krug.
I see you've been trained in the ancient art of drunken goblin.
Yeah, like,
I see.
Yes.
she steps up and it's like the Zorro Z slash move. And then the armor just slowly starts to separate from the pieces, and it just clatters to the floor in a nice pile before you, Krug and Dagmar. And that takes you guys out of initiative.
It's an R, it's not a Z.
It's been an Ola.
And you guys
It
are,
should be an H.
and you guys are out of combat, standing in the
Lovely.
middle
So,
That's right.
of this room.
Our
You-
house
And Glorg is
belongs
just
to
on
us
there
now.
chewing on a thigh.
Oh, it tastes so good, Glorg.
No!
Save me a hand.
He
Save
drew
me a
first
hand.
blood. He drew first blood.
I think he drew a lot of blood.
Glock, you smell the overbearing, powerful smell of smoke. It smells pretty heavy.
All right. Somebody leaving the oven on.
I think we left the downstairs on.
Did it?
The
Wait.
downstairs.
Wait, what do you mean the downstairs? Glock will immediately go into a panic and like try to figure out how to get downstairs.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Glock just runs downstairs. You run down the steps. You keep on
I
swinging
follow.
by. As soon as you open the door downstairs, the whole downstairs is just, imagine a room with all the walls on fire. Everything is on fire. There's parts of the floor that are going up in flames, and there's just black smoke all throughout this downstairs room. It's licking up the sides of the walls. This place is just glowing, beaming with flames.
Rum Rum
Is there any
laughs
loot up
maniacally.
Krug, make a investigation check.
I'm not good at that at all. Stretch the imagination.
Glorg is going to
So-
try to get himself unstuck from the floor.
Okay.
Also, so Glock's gonna run back upstairs, yell, "It's all on fire!" and then just jump out the window. Like he's gonna run back upstairs and yell like, "It's all on fire!" and then just like jump out the.
Okay, make a. I need you to make a strength saving throw for me. Glorg, I'm gonna just say you can just kind of do like the old take 10 on this and just yank yourself out from the floor. Glock shatters the window as he charges, and he falls 4 stories as he's trying to reach out to the thing that's like the fan, basically the giant windmill part, and doesn't even come close to grabbing it. And he falls 4 stories, taking 4d6 bludgeoning damage, 16 points of damage as you land on your face at the bottom.
At the very bottom, you hear, "I'm good."
That would kill me. Oh my god.
Oh.
Krug, you do find in the desk, as you're kind of quickly like going through things, you open up a drawer, there's this big pouch of money and coin. And you also see the old man's staff sitting there, and it looks kind of interesting. It has like all these it's carved of all these, has like bees like carved all through it.
Say bees or beads?
Bees, like Bees, bees, insects.
Oh.
I have like a broken, twisted body on the floor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm outside. Whatever.
I'm gonna take this stuff and then go climb out the window after.
Okay, make an athletics check.
All right.
How's everybody else getting out of here?
I'm also going to try to
You know what?
climb down the side.
Okay, make an
I think
athletics
if I'm-
check,
if I'm-
Dagmar. Oh, you rage?
If I'm still raging, I get the 12 instead of the 10. I think.
You will
Strength check?
get to 12.
I don't know if
That's
that
a
makes
big 11.
but
Now, Krug and Dagmar, I need both of you to make strength saving throws because you slip and lose your grip and you're starting to fall.
Oh, dip.
Okay, so Krug crits, apparently.
Yeah, Krug, use it like for some
Oh,
reason.
barbarian's really good at strength somehow. Who knew?
Unfortunately, Dagmar wasn't as fortunate and falls and lands right next to Glock, taking 17 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Oh!
Okay.
And
You were
Grug,
fine.
you actually used your claws and you slid down the whole wall. You get down and your claws and fingernails are like bleeding, but you made it all the way down to the bottom
I
of the
lick
ground.
him.
You lick them, it tastes like blood. Rum and Glorg.
How heavy does this old man look?
He looks frail.
Oh my.
Do I think I can get him to the window?
You could.
Okay, I am going to send Glom. Can Glom Glom get out the window?
Glom Glom could get out the window. I'm not sure how good Glom Glom is at climbing down straight walls.
That's a good point.
Catch one! Just one!
Krug's
As
like,
he
throw
says-
him.
as he says that, I tell
We'll
Glom
catch
Glom
him.
to just jump out the window and aim for Krog.
You're throwing
Giant crab.
you're throwing the crab down.
Krog said he could catch one.
Okay, go ahead and make a, since this is a catch, let's call this strength saving. Let's just call this strength check.
Strength
Krug,
check.
yeah. Let's just call
I
it
have
strength check.
2 questions. What is the actual weight of a giant crab, and what is your like actual liftable weight?
So my strength is 15. So my liftable weight is
Like 150
probably
pounds or 100. No, not
Yeah, how's that
150.
No, liftable.
It's probably
It's
bigger than
weird.
that.
Yeah, it's probably a big number. And I'm still raging, presumably, so I'll have advantage on this.
Yeah.
Check.
Well, actually,
Can-
probably by the
can
time you got
I-
down to the bottom, because you weren't attacked or attacking, your rage would have
Could
worn
I
out.
rage again?
You could temporarily, yes. You could rage.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have 2 rages, right?
Ah!
Oh,
225.
225 pounds.
I'd probably say it's close. Oh, he catches the crab as he's going into a rage. It's a rage catch.
I was gonna say, could I, like Angels in the Outfield style, also try to catch and then just like bounce off him as he
Yeah,
catches?
actually, and with your help, you realize
Yeah.
as you do this, Dagmar, that he really didn't need your help, but you feel more accomplished as you do so. So
Right,
that's-
Yeah.
Like a young Matthew McConaughey.
that's
And then just jumping right out the window with the old man corpse.
okay. It's like a
Are you-
buffer.
Are you gonna surf the old man corpse down?
Why not throw the old man corpse in and save yourself?
Unfortunately for you, you're still as the body just like crumples under you as you slam into the ground. You take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam and roll off the body. This broken old bloody man is just like laying there, and now this whole place is going up in flames. And you guys are all
The whole thing?
The whole thing. Like you watch as
I'm
the
still in
flames are
there.
looking- oh, Rum, what are you doing?
I was entranced by the fire, so I was just standing
You're
there.
just standing there looking in the
watching
room.
it.
Yeah, it's starting to lick up the walls beside you, Rum.
Rum!
I want
It's all right.
to
It's how she
see-
wanted to go.
It's safe. Jump out the window.
I feel like as the flames grow, she would kind of slowly back up, and I feel like she would eventually slowly back up until she just like dips out the window.
Hey, so you're gonna try to climb
know,
down the
she-
window?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. But she's going so slow. Like she just wants to watch the fire for as long as she can.
Okay.
Until it's hazardous to her health.
Excellent. Since you're distracted, make an athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh, You're gonna kill her.
No!
I will sing myself a song and give myself bardic
Nice.
Inspire myself!
Falling slowly.
Athletics.
I love it.
Athletics, what is it? Saving throw?
Athletics,
Check?
just an
Where
athletics
is it?
check with disadvantage.
Oh god.
I'm trying to rip one of the arms off for.
A 16 is still good enough. As you
Ooh.
climb down, you make it
Yeah.
down all 4 stories, and you're standing there. And here's how we're gonna end this scene for this evening because we're running a little bit
Oh,
late.
no.
You guys are standing on the next hillside, and it's just a silhouette of you guys. And in the distance, there's this massive plume of smoke just lifting off of the hillside. And you guys all watch as slowly this windmill crumples and falls over. And you see this massive cloud of just flame and dust and smoke just goes up in the distance. Krug's standing there holding a staff. And you guys are all just standing there staring towards it. And you
Our
guys,
flower for our queen.
and you guys are like,
Does anyone?
Crap.
How does everyone feel about purple flowers?
So
now?
much for that home!
Let's try the purple flowers.
and as he
I was
says,
gonna hand an arm over to Clock.
Mm. Oh, it's a ghost snacks. Thank you.
And then Glock just starts dragging the body with him as you guys are just like dragging things with you into the distance. And that's where we're going to fade to black for tonight.
Yay.
Well done, everybody.
Wow.
What a beautiful disaster.
What a beautiful disaster.
That was outstanding. Thank you for all of your characters. Thank you for all of your characters.
That was amazing, guys. That was incredible. That was great.
Wow.
We have got to do this again sometime. Like,
oh yeah.
now we've got to do part two.
Continues.
Yeah, because you guys got you guys going to the Purple Flowers next time.
We got to burn down something else.
Yeah.
You know, nothing like a field full of hallucinogenic purple flowers.
Look, if it can burn down that easily, it's clearly not fit for the queen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ruled out one possibility.
Yeah,
Our job. Our job.
We didn't fail. We just found the least likely scenario.
Task failed successful.
Yeah.
Well, those of you that have been hanging out with us tonight, welcome to our new followers, and those of you that are raiding party, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We will be back next week with our normal Storm King's Thunder campaign here on Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't forget to tune into that. They are at the epic final boss battle of the campaign, so it's getting pretty tense. And don't forget.
Gotta watch a possible dragon fight.
Absolutely. Go
Watch
ahead.
us feed a cleric to a dragon.
And don't forget to tune into our programs. Thanks again to Jason from Tabletop Legends on Tuesday nights for joining us. Thank you so much. We loved you being here. Jim, thank you so much for being here from Curse of Strahd on Sundays.
I loved being here. This was fantastic.
It was so much fun. You guys did such a great job. I love these characters.
The most ambitious crossover in his
So don't forget to check out our schedule for all of our streaming activity that's going on. I know there's a lot of shows that are doing some rebranding here soon and going into different campaigns and levels of adventure, so make sure you check that out. If you want to subscribe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to help support us in that way if you are so inclined to do so. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube as well, so you can catch all back episodes of everything we got going on at Proficiency Bonus. But until next time you are out and about with your goblin buddies.
Try not to eat people.
Lay off of the flour paste. And don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, everybody.